Hello, everybody. Hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. After last night, oh wait, encoding overloaded already. Wowza. Yeah, something's up with my PC today. Where's my game audio? There's no game audio. Someone explain this, please. There's zero game audio. It's not... Oh, I know why there's no game audio. Because my audio interface is not actually working. Oh, Jesus, that's gonna blue screen me, isn't it? Uh-oh. Wait, hang on. Uh-oh. We're good. You can hear. I can hear. This is on. This is working. Okay. That was a bit of a scare. My computer blue screened like 30 minutes ago. I was working on my laptop. I came in here. I jostled the cable. Oh, we're full. No, it's cranky with me again. Can you hear? Can I hear? I can't hear. You can hear. Why? Oh, Jesus. We're going to have some problems, aren't we? I've got to say, I'm really impressed at OBS's ability to just deal with this, you know? Okay. Well, so far it seems like we're fine. I had a cool intro and everything, but now I'm just concerned, right? Alright, how much do I get from... What's the new quest? The birthday quest. Where's the birthday quest? Just play rounds. Cool! That's 1,000 XP! Alright, so... I may as well open the vault so I don't get distracted by more shinies. Right? That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Okay, we'll take that. Double diamond upgrade for no reason. And a new copy of Minimorph. Cool. Might actually use that one at some point. Epic. It's a Zinnia. Okay. Well, it looks like we're just getting a ton of shards, so I'm happy with it. Maybe I should just spend all my wild cards on unlocking the commons so that I don't... Yeah, so I'm more likely to get shards, you know? Maybe that would be a good idea. Stone weaving. 635 shards, okay. And then this one's going to be kind of bad, but it's giving me shards, so I can't complain, right? And the champion card is... Varus. It's actually not bad. Kind of useful. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, today... What did I learn last time? Well, first of all, I was approaching Evelyn Viego wrongly. I really thought about it. I really looked at the cards that were in my deck. Yeah, 100% I was approaching Evelyn Viego wrongly. I think I'm probably not going to play the deck today. I think I'm probably going to play something else today. And we'll just kind of let that idea fester and marinate, because I'm a little uncomfortable with it, but that's okay. 2, I'm really struggling to use some of my value cards. It's been pointed out to me, you know, even on the marathon when I was playing Deep, Darian was telling me, it's like, hey, you're not using your Lure of the Depths very well. And I said, you know what, maybe you're right. And I've noticed it's a trend. Formula, Lure, Glimpse. Like, I'm really struggling to find my value cards for some reason. I don't really know why. We are going back to my old ways. We're going to study a lot. Remember how in the early days when I was just learning the principles for the first time, I had that sheet of paper? Well, here's that sheet of paper, and here's my new one that's going to actually tunnel in on the stuff I need to know now that isn't full, where I still have space for everything, which is really, really exciting. This is a grid where I can write down all the decks that I'm actually coming into, and then in their spot on the grid, I can write down, like, the tools that they have that I really have to pay attention to more than anything else. Not just the tools, but, like, what they're actually going to be used for. Like, I'd actually spending the time writing it down here and thinking about it here rather than just scouting it on Runeterra AR is going to do a lot more for my understanding. I think I'm actually going to open today with Deep. I think we are going to play Deep today just because it gives me a tool, like a value tool that I really want to use early as much as possible, right? So when I pull this Lure of the Depths, it's really going to help me like work on that concept, right? Remember, Dreg Dredgers, 3 Jettison, 2 Heavy Metal. I've got Heavy Metals. I've got Jaw Hunters for removal. I've got Undergrowth. My Devourer was used pretty badly before. We don't really want to use this early or before I'm deep or anything. Okay. And yeah, let's just jump into it, and let's hope it goes a little better today, because I did lose like 50 LP yesterday. But now I'm reinvigorated, right? Right down here. Cheat out some value there. Immediate Heimer Jace. Now, that is not going to be a very positive matchup for me. Running into another Heimer, like, running into a Heimer Jace player, like, because we've called me wet elites. I definitely play at a tempo that is, like, not very strong against, this speed of removal, right? We're gonna full mulligan, look for more tosses, look for stuff that, yeah, okay. I mean, we have a Nautilus in opening hand, which doesn't feel very good, but... Now, a big thing we're really going to focus on today, we're really going to focus on making every action count, right? The only option I have right now is Jettison. On turn 2, unless new information presents itself, I will not have new information. I will not have a play to make. Okay, I do not have a play to make. We'll conserve brain power. Whatever happens here, happens. I simply do not have a play. On the next turn, I'll be able to use either Deadbloom Wanderer to toss, I'll be able to use Jaw Hunters to refill my hand and threaten something on the board. There won't be anything to threaten on the board right away. I'll be able to Vengeance, but, I mean, they're going to hit me for 4. Just go ahead and hit me for 4. My hand is not amazing. See, and this would be a moment where I have nothing better, so if I had Lure of the Depths in my hand, then I would use it. And I would have to communicate to my opponent that I don't really have anything. The Reggie on 2 does tap them out of any 6 costs on 3. Which is fair. Okay, we now have access to a Dreg Dredgers, which will tap me under a Vengeance, which will tap me under my other units, which actually, I mean, is it minorly problematic? What do I need to do with these guys? If I swing on you, then I don't really get agency in what I attack. Well, ultimately, it's still... The only thing that this changes is I can't salvage. So I think actually what I would like to do is I would like to play the value line. I think I would like to play my Dreg Dredgers.
Stuff makes happy.
They're not going to beat me down very hard. Like, the worst thing that could come out is a Forge of Tomorrow, when not every list runs that. So I'm just going to go ahead and salvage. We're going to toss those. We're going to pull a Lure. I want to find an opportunity to play that right away. It also draws a sea monster, which is worth mentioning. And if I were to swing on them... it would be potentially higher value. I mean, it's probably Reggie into this instead of Forge Chief. No, it wouldn't have been higher. So I thought that for a moment. I now realize immediately on hindsight that actually leaving this Forge Chief alive kind of blows. Okay, what do we have now? It's okay to go a little bit slow. There's still no risk of a Heimerdinger. If they spend mana on Jace, I mean, I can't Vengeance in response because of the line that I took, but I still think it was totally fine. We end up with a Maokai who can be used as the blocker. Toss 2 and summon a sapling. He would be easy. Okay, because Heimer Jace is here. I didn't fill everything out, but again, the big thing that I'm worried about, Vengeances and Hexbliterators. I'm worried about Mist's Calls. I've played the deck enough to know that it's probably going to be running... Okay, so they're actually choosing the Prod Surge line. Okay. I am going to choose to play... because they have now committed all of their resources into this active beatdown right now. I am going to choose to, if I Dead Bloom for Lifesteal here, it would give me my instant toss. It would leave me with it would leave me with 7 total, which would not be able to lure if I wanted to Vengeance on the turn after. We're going to do this. We're going to mute you. Yep. I'm choosing to Dead Bloom here. We toss 3. We're at 22. We need to be at 15. We're getting close. 4, 5, yeah, okay. I mean, it just makes sense to do this, so. Definitely not bad. Now, we're a little bit concerned about a Hex Tech Handler, because if they're running Production Surge, it's clearly the version of the deck that is, like, heavy, heavy tech. What we can do is we can reduce the cost of sea monsters everywhere. Well, I don't have any sea monsters in my hand. Jaw Hunters is not particularly threatening. There's no reason for them to want to Heimer here. If I were to play Maokai, I would still be able to answer Heimerdinger, but not before they had an opportunity to play something that creates Flurrybegons. So, since every action matters, I think my best line is probably Jaw Hunters into Lure, which is going to give me value from the Lure. Okay. I mean, they're still likely to be able to answer this with a Mystic. A lot of versions run Mystic. They're actually playing the green line on Formula. Okay. They are choosing to Mystic this. Okay, that's fair. I will be taking 5 next turn. I mean, I think I still kind of just have to do that. We play the value line here. They played the value line there. We're 5 away from deep. I'll be able to jettison. Okay. Now we're 4 away from deep, so I can actually jettison into Devourer for a 7/7. If they open attack, that's probably best for them. So they've chosen to use the Hextech Handler, actually. And what I'm going to do in response is jettison Devourer. Which is going to leave me very protected, because this can't be... I mean, yeah. Wait, what? What just happened to my hand? There's a bug here. Wait, guys, what just... Do I have something on the board? Do I have something on the board? What? Okay, so what are the implications of this? Why are they choosing to block? Well, I don't really care anymore because I just get to replenish my board very trivially. I've already played a card, gotten a value of 2. Okay, hang on. If I were to bank this, I would be on 7. There's no reason to bank it on 7. I'll play the Dread Dredgers. Progress is Maokai, you know? It's not really a big reason to. There's not really a big reason not to. We now have an Abyssal Eye, who costs 4, which is quite intimidating. I don't want to play Maokai or Nautilus. Like, I don't want to play my single Nautilus directly into a Vengeance or anything. So let's play it a little bit slower with a... Yeah, with the Abyssal Eye.
Austerity, please. Thanks, please.
Which is still going to give me the access, the ability to use Jaw Hunters into anything high value that the enemy plays if they choose to develop their board. It is a Heimerdinger. They are not able to generate a Flurrybegon. They are still probably going to be able to Mystic it away. It's actually Tellstones with an Aftershock. That's the line they've chosen. We resolve that. Heimerdinger is never going to attack. I mean, we can swing with this. We can swing with this. And I would like to do that. If I were to swing with this, Heimerdinger... okay.
Let's go, people. Yes, yes, again. Just when I needed assistance.
Okay, so they're probably going to start generating Flurrybegons. I mean, this Heimerdinger has to go very soon. Toss 2 and summon a Sapling. Well, the Sapling gets rid of... the Sapling doesn't kill Heimerdinger. The Sapling pulls things out of the way for my beatdown. Terror of the Tides, regardless of Flurrybegons, will actually, like, do a lot to progress my own win condition. So it's actually possible that I do not need to play for removal here. Let's decide what I need to do, right? If I were to play this, they could still Vengeance something. Sea monsters attack, give allies -2/-2. There is still the option for them to play an acceleration gate right now, which is actually very, very threatening. Would generate 2 Flurrybegons. They are probably attempting to lethal me right now. So, yeah, they are absolutely attempting to lethal me right now. So I would need, before this acceleration gate comes out, to kill either Jace or Heimerdinger. More than likely, in this current game state, with the threat of that beatdown. I mean, usually I would be vengeancing Heimerdinger, but I'm trying to decide if Jace is actually the higher priority target at the moment. I believe that... Jace can be replayed if they have second Jace. It has to be one of them. I believe that on this particular action, this particular turn, in this moment, and I'm trying to learn how to play on a more moment-to-moment basis, right? I believe that Jace is actually the more threatening one. Which is not the orthodox line. Absolutely not the orthodox one. But I do think he's scarier. Just because of this card, that mana, that board. The response is a double vengeance, creating an extra floor begone. So they are now trying to burst lethal me, and they will succeed. Okay. So there was nothing I could have done from that position, but again, we talked earlier about how this was not a favorable matchup for me anyway. No, but I don't know if I used my cards properly, but... yeah, there's nothing. Now let's go review that turn. Or like let's review the early game. Yeah, that's what we have to do. Let's get my music back. Remember, every action matters. So let's review it. I don't know why we're on 160p. We're not. Okay. So there was nothing I could do on 2, nothing I could do on 3. On 3, I decide to play out the Jaw Hunters. Right? No, on 3 I decided to play out... is it the Jaw Hunters or the Dead Bloom? Because no, I chose to do Dreg Dredgers into Salvage, right? I tried to look for a value line because I wasn't very good at playing value lines. Now this, in my head, would create more options. The Dead Bloom was not an immediate necessity. This tosses 5 and draws 2, so it progresses me 7 towards deep. This is the most efficient line towards deep by a significant margin. That is the most efficient line towards deep. Now, the consequence of that... now, this attack was hasty. Didn't need to be taken. I could have traded instead into the Forge Chief. However, right? I mean, yeah, because if they were going to kill it, they were going to do it anyway. They were tapped above Mystic Shot. They were unlikely to take that anyway, right? Okay. On this turn, I decide to use Dead Bloom Hunters. Dead Bloom Wanderer. Jaw Hunters, Dead Bloom Wanderer. Yeah, words. But on this turn, I decide to use the Dead Bloom Wanderer. I also think... I'm looking again, because the alternative would be Maokai. I see no value in Jaw Hunters right now. Dead Bloom mitigates the most damage by a significant margin. Well, Dead Bloom... not necessarily. Hang on. Because Maokai has, what, 4 power? Or 4 toughness? Yeah, Maokai would die to that. He would die. So throwing him into this, it's like 2... plus 2 damage, 2 damage, so I'm actually plus 1 here. So I'm taking 1 damage, 3 damage, 4 damage. I'm taking 4 damage, right? And that, for a production surge turn like that, is quite good. Playing this swings me plus 1, right? Okay, so playing the Maokai, again, still an option. It would have been 0 here. It would have been 5 damage here. So yeah, playing this one actually conserves a mana, sacrifices a unit I don't care about. I'm positive 1 HP, still probably the correct line. Okay, so far I think I've played out this game correctly given the hand that I have. So far I think I've played it correctly. Because we did learn how, like, again, very recently, just... I didn't actually waste the value line. Okay, here. I chose to make a Jaw Hunter, so... chose to use Jaw Hunter. Why Jaw Hunters? Okay, so my reasoning here was in case Heimerdinger comes out right here, it threatens them the most, right? I don't want them to have, like, Floor Begons for free. Okay, so maybe I'm now thinking of this from too much of a removal POV. Because, like, Jaw Hunters plays around Heimerdinger, but doesn't play around anything else in their deck. Right? Again, highly likely to have Mystic Shots. Highly likely to have units they don't care about. The only thing playing this out really does is create that sea monster for me to use later. It is future value. Right? The rest of my hand is Maokai, Lure. If I played out Maokai and then they spent their turn vengeancing, I would take 5 damage. If I were to play Maokai and they don't vengeance and I have a blocker, I'd take 3. Okay, so there's not really any way for me to avoid that 5 damage with the Prod Surge at this point, right? It's a little too efficient on actions. I'm Wet Elites. So I can't be thinking about this from a mitigating damage perspective. I have to think about this from a progressing my own game plan and playing high value perspective. That's the only POV I can really take, right? I can only play 1 unit, and no matter which unit I play, I am allowed to play that lure. If I were to open pass, it would be worse than playing the unit because they accept the if they accept the pass, they go up in mana. Yeah, they would go more positive on mana than I would, and they would have a favorable open attack and be able to develop Heimerdinger. I could Vengeance the Heimerdinger, but I mean, they could also just Jace, cover him, because it's really, really difficult to deny Heimerdinger value unless they full misplay, right? Yeah, actually, no. They're never gonna play Heimerdinger, like, they're never gonna play Heimerdinger without coverage. Yeah, because I would never play Heimerdinger without coverage. I don't want to just drop my Heimerdinger where he's, like, liable to get shot in the head by anything. That being said, he's not likely to get shot in the head by anything if I don't... I think I should lure pass here, right? Or I should... No, I should... Okay, I should open with lure. If the Jaw Hunters only beats 1 line that they're unlikely to make, but... So my best option is lure and then get my information. My best option is lure and then get info. And in hindsight, what would have occurred is I would have found a Devourer of the Depths. So that turn's kind of difficult, but I think I'm supposed to lure, right? I think I'm supposed to lure. I think I played too much into one option and not any others. Okay, but turn 6 appears, right? They play the Hextech Handler. The Jettison into Devourer play, because of the value that I created earlier, is... I mean, this turn is really excellent. This turn is really excellent. This turn, I'm concerned about playing Nautilus into just raw Vengeance. If I were to play Nautilus into Vengeance, I would be favored on the board, but I would lose my Nautilus, right? I have Abyssal Eye plus Jaw. I have Maokai plus Jaw. Oh, but Maokai is actually... Maokai is significantly more threatening here, no? Because if I play the Abyssal Eye, then sure, the Abyssal Eye pushes 6 damage, but if I play Maokai plus the Sapling... and plus the Jaw Hunters, then I'm able to pull away anything I care about, confirm the 7, go wide on the board. Maybe bait out a Vengeance. Get more damage as a whole. Because there would be a Sapling here. There would be a Sapling threatening Heimerdinger. Of course, they do still have the anti-Jaw card here, right? So is it more value to have the Eye, or is it more value to have a Maokai plus a Sapling? Maokai plus Sapling for sure, and the Dread Dredgers would be attacking too and have much greater value. Maokai was better than the Eye. even though this pushed 6 damage. Maokai would have been an action cheat. The eye would not have been. The eye is not pushing for lethal. The eye is a Fleur Begone blocker. The eye can be played now as a Fleur Begone blocker. And then as it stands, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunately... They got their Heimer Lump turn. The immediate turn afterwards is lethal. Because they were able to safely develop the Heimerdinger. It's so hard for me to deal with that. Fuck. That guy's better at piloting the deck than I am. Okay, but either way, I had turn 5. Nope, this is game from this stream. Today is April 27th. I played Deep. I played against Heimer Jace. We lost this game. I mean, it was an unfavorable matchup either way. And this is, so basically on turn 5, right? It was turn 5 that we really... Playing Jaw on 5 only responded to one of the opponent's potential tools. Opening with Lure and responding, no, Value Line, would have given me more options. That's how we're learning. What exactly are we studying? Alright, behold. Okay, behold. The old sheets of things that I learned at the beginning when I was first learning the game. Behold, the new sheet where I'm like, it's free of space. It's got a lot of space. I can keep reviewing this piece of paper every time I play the game. Behold, a grid where I can insert different decks and all of their most relevant tools, which I can just look at, and I can know what I need to play around on every action. We are playing from a perspective of, I'm not using my value tools properly, right? So I'm trying to, like, really... I'm playing deep because I'm trying to learn how to use my value tools more effectively. And we are also playing because, like, every action matters, and I've been heavily disrespecting that, right? I keep getting snowballed on because I keep getting loose and lazy with specific actions on early turns. We are also studying every game to really look at those specific actions, right? So, yeah. That's what we're doing. Because clearly, the game is telling us it is not time to climb right now. The game is telling us that I'm not ready to climb. This is the first lurk I've seen all season. I don't believe it. Yep, it really does feel like that. Playing for value against lurk is... Okay, I'm attacking on odds, though, which is good. Lurk on evens, Keck W. Undergrowth is nice to have. Undergrowth is nice to have. Okay, beautiful. They've got nothing. I am going to choose to play a Sea Scarab because it's very effective into the early deep units, unless there's the one Fearsome Xerxai. Okay. I'm accepting it. That's a lurk player. I've chosen to accept it. I was considering Lure into pass, but no, I'd rather play the Lure now, which is going to give me a 1-mana Sea Scarab and cheat out more value than they get. It's turn 3. The lurk player has not yet attacked. Oh, the lurk player is in a dire condition. I'm going to choose to swing with my Sea Scarab. There's... Okay. No shot. I feel like I'm playing fine. I'm using the... That can't be true, right? They are going to swing on me with these. It's going to be 2 3/3s. The Sea Scarab is... I'm trying to remember their tools. It's been a long time. I'm not going to remember their tools, so I can just play my units into what I see. Okay. We're going to play this out because it makes it most dangerous for them, right? Call the pack. First lurk. Okay. We're at 31. We need to go 16 more. Our defrogress is pretty slow. Ruthless Predator, really? Okay. So they happen to have a Rek'Sai there. They've now gone twice. Okay. I am going to just... I am going to play this for the sole singular sake of tossing and just playing positive on the board like that. There's not going to be any protection in this deck. This deck doesn't value its units, but I need to go deep. We now have access to a Vengeance. I mean, I could swing at this, accept the outcome if they choose to block. They probably won't want to block. They do want to block, okay. And now what I get to do is respond. Wait, respond. Snapjaw. Okay. I didn't play around Snapjaw Swarm very well. I thought they were just going to develop and I would get the opportunity to see if I wanted to dump a Jaw Hunters as a blocker here, but... a Sharkling's not too bad. Okay, they don't have anything else. They have no other babies. They would have developed those babies if they had babies. That's fine with me. Okay, I'll take 1 instance of 5 damage. We are going to get ready for some sapling gaming. I'm going to... hang on here. Wait a second. Oh, I'm deep with this thing next turn. I mean, Maokai into Salvage is higher value. This thing is fat. I can still Shipwreck Order on next turn. And that would give me the yeah, this is higher value. It gives me the sapling. Zersereth. Third Undergrowth, cool. We are going to be deep on Shipwreck Order being played, which is why I'm going to choose to do it. Now, it does tap me out of everything, but it gives me a big boy and a sapling, which is going to be used to kill their Sharkling.
Give them room to spread their leaves.
It was exact. Right. Now you're a 10-8. That is threatening. Bone Skewer. Death from below. Okay. So Pike should die here. No, Pike is a 3 health unit. I forgot about that. I'm choosing to do this solely because it exposes Pike to an Undergrowth next turn, and I would not like to actually get my board wiped by this fucking guy. I know it progressed his win condition a little bit, but... again, no protection. But I forgot they have that fucking card. I forgot they have that card. I really did forget they have that card. I forgot that deck has rallies these days. Okay, so Pike is going to strike. He's going to flip. He's going to still be exposed to that. When I kill an enemy, I strike the weakest. Okay, I'm going to do this. He does no, Zersereth is not empowered yet.
Just keeps getting longer!
Pike is going to open it. Oh, Pike is open attacking. No, he's not open attacking for lethal because I have Undergrowth. If he chooses to open attack, he's throwing the game. Am I concerned about another blood in the water? This is still the better move.
Vessel small, but she ain't lacking courage.
Shipwreck order. I am concerned about another blood in the water. Fuck. It's totally blood in the water now. Yeah. Damn. I'll play the second one so they can't use it to kill this. But Rek'Sai is about to have Overwhelm. It's blood in the water. And they chose my Nexus. Oh my god, I lost. I shouldn't have played this. I beat that on Vengeance. I beat that on Vengeance. It's my...
Fish out of water.
Again, I had a line that wins the game there, but again, I didn't take it, so frustrating, man. It's so consistently, like, it's so consistently lately. One singular misplay that loses me the game. I lose out on one action. Okay. Open attack Pike was perceived as throwing the game. But why would my opponent do that if they didn't have a follow-up plan ready? They know I have removal. The last few sessions have literally been like, I'm playing fine, I'm playing decently well, and then like, oh my god, you should have seen me lose the most winnable game yesterday, the Annie Jin, where like there was literally one line I could have taken to lose, only one line I could have taken to like die to fervor, and I took it. Okay, how do I already have 3 review points? Or like 2 review points on turn 3. I didn't do anything wrong, so what did I do? What did I do? What's up, Darian? Where's this ping? I'm just trying to clear a ping out of my Discord because it's distracting. Let's watch. Again, I don't see anything. It might have been a mulligan thing, but I don't see anything to do. There's no reason to not play out my turn 3 like this. I think I played my turn 3 excellently, right? We're great here. Go towards Deep. Deep early. Okay, so swinging here. Swinging here. Swinging here is a mistake. Swinging here is a mistake. Because yes, it trades into their guy flawlessly, but there's no reason to trade into their guy flawlessly. I'm going to trade into him no matter what. It exposes myself to this. I would have been able to block this and still been fine. I would have blocked the 3 damage here. Or, in this case, it forces me into an Undergrowth line. When instead I could have taken my Jaw Hunters too, created another sea monster in hand. It wouldn't have threatened Pike later. I mean, if I were to pass and they were to do nothing... The Lurk player never wants to do nothing, I think. I think the Lurk player never wants to do nothing. Oh. Oh, you're here. I'm on streamer mode. I can't hear calls coming through. Sorry, none of let everything happen. Okay, so on this turn, what tools do we have to really worry about? I'm actually just going to write this down now, right? What are the tools, right? Lurk. First Lurk of the season. Snapjaw Swarm. Ruthless Predator. Death from Below. Blood in the Water. Oh my god, we are not getting this call off, are we? So Blood in the Water is like the big one, right? Now rallies as a whole. Rally wants to catch you in weak tapped moments. I want to do this. There's no urgency here. There's no urgency here at all. Right? If I were to, I mean, sitting on five is so awkward. Right? What do I do instead of this though? Like, okay, if I were to play Jawl, it would not lose. Jawl wouldn't lose to anything major. Jawl would not lose to anything major. Jawl would be the value play. Jawl is like my only real tool for threatening Pike. Jawl doesn't threaten Rek'Sai, who is absurdly tanky. How am I supposed to use Jawl into decks with no removal? That's a question I don't have the answer to. So how am I supposed to use Jawl into decks that have no removal? Am I wrong to be thinking of Jawl? Yeah, because Jawl does more than one thing. It doesn't just remove things. It's not just a challenger. It's not just a removal tool. It also is a value tool. It replenishes my hand. It gives me more options later. It also dissuades, when I have the attack token, development of important resources. So I should have played Jawl Hunters here. I mean, alternatively, I could have literally just played my Salvage. I could have actually played Salvage and sat there. That's not something... Yeah, just because I have the attack token doesn't mean I have to use it. I can use my attack token turn for value plays. As long as I'm certain I'm not going to get boomed on the counter development. I guess I'm not certain here, but I'm also holding an Undergrowth to defend myself with. And all... Yeah, I had much better plays than what I did. I had so many better plays than what I did. Can play for value more easily on turns with the attack token if you can answer developments next turn. Wow, that's actually huge. Okay, we're going to try one more time to call Darian now. Who called me, and then when I called back a minute later, he didn't pick up. There we go. Hello.
Hello.
All
Sorry,
right.
I just got in from my shift. It's been a long day.
I can imagine, yeah.
But I was watching on my phone on the way home here. And yeah, there were a few things I wanted to talk about. I don't know what that sound was that I just heard, but it might. I don't know if you heard that too.
Nope.
Oh, okay, my phone is just yelling at me for some reason. Yeah, so... Yeah, with visual aid, with my better microphone, I'll be on my computer in like maybe a minute or two here. Just need to get out of the work clothes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna call you on PC, or maybe if you want to just like sit in the stream call or something, I'll be right.
Sure, I'll go over there. Yep.
All right.
We're gonna wait a bit now. It's worth it for the study. So yeah, if I look at this rally tool, right? Every time I have rallies universally just threaten you when you're tapped out of something, right? And so like let's actually go back to the turn 8, right? How could I have foreseen this coming? Because I thought I was in a really good position. I'm like, he's throwing if he opens attacks with Pike, right? So if I sit here and do nothing, they cannot threaten me. I am already deep and I'm ready to slam a Nautilus, right? Because, like, what could they do? The only thing that threatens me at all... I mean, I guess I'm just thinking, yeah, the only thing that threatens me at all is Blood in the Water. So, yeah, what tools do I need to play around? Death from Below? If they just played a Death from Below into my Jaw Hunters, it wouldn't really matter. That would be okay. If they played a Snapjaw Swarm, lightly problematic if I don't play a unit, but not the end of the world. If they play a Ruthless... They can't play a Ruthless Predator. If they play a Blood in the Water, that's death. That line is death. Okay, so what I see here is I look at their tools, I look at the tools they could have. One of their plays kills me. One of them doesn't kill me. I mean, it has to be specifically Rek'Sai Blood in the Water to kill me, because I don't think anything else is actually strong enough. But... yeah, basically, I haven't seen any Rek'Sais yet. I know she's in hand! I know she's in hand! From the Rek'Sai... oh my god! You can always know if Rek'Sai is in hand given her lurk effect. I could have known she was in hand. So if I knew she was in hand, then like... yeah, they have 9. Exact. It's exact. Yeah. So there is one line. If there is a line that I can lose the game to, and I am not developing my own immediate win, right? I should play around that line. If there is one line you would lose to, play around it. I think I was even saying, what if there's a Blood in the Water? They just open attacked on full mana, right? There we go. We're building up principles again. We're building up principles again, rather than just going through the motions, right?
All right. I'm in the house.
And I can tell because you're so much quieter.
Sorry, I just looked at what you posted in our secret special chat. That's really funny.
Wait, which one was that?
Yeah. He is still lurking. He's still here. What a creature. Alright. So... yeah, you didn't do anything wrong in the review points that I mentioned, but like you theoretically almost did twice. And I wanted to like make sure I conditioned that out, I suppose. And I explained to you why, because I think it came from a bit of a weird or wrong way of thinking that, you know, fix the problem, not the symptom. So let's get a visual up if we can.
Oh, sure.
Because both of the things that I was thinking of happened on turn 2. Okay, lovely. So yeah, we're right here, a little bit before that. The start of turn 2, you declare your intentions for the turn, which is that if your opponent plays a unit, you will respond with Sea Scarab. So I'm gonna do that thing that you do for me. I'm just gonna like pause this and let's just explain this, think this over super slowly.
Okay.
So Lurk's game plan obviously involves growing the attack of its units, which stems from making attacks.
Right, and they wouldn't. So they're totally willing to trade away units like 24/7 because theirs are cheaper and ultimately stronger by the end of the game.
Yes, you said it yourself. This deck does not value their units.
No.
So you declare that your intention is a Sea Scarab. When you're right, your Sea Scarab will get a value trade. In exchange for your Sea Scarab getting a value trade, the attack of their entire deck will be increased by 1 or potentially 2.
Instead, I can play the lure no matter what. Or
no, that is also wrong. So you open pass here and you say,
I don't open pass. They have attack token.
Because they open pass.
Yeah.
So they open pass and you correctly make the decision to open pass back. But before they even open pass, you make the decision, if they play a unit, I will play Sea Scarab. If they play a unit, you should not let that unit attack.
Oh, I should just snipe it.
Yeah, you should.
This is exactly like Darkness. Like, don't let the catalyzer strike. Just don't let the unit attack.
Exactly. So the only thing that beats that line is in some absolutely insane world, this guy's a Mega Mind, pass 1-drop, 1-drop, which like presumably you would never ever do that because that's ridiculous. So you can be reasonably sure that if they play a unit and you undergrowth it, they will not get their first lurk trigger of the game, and you've shut down their entire game plan from turn 1. Then after this, they pass to you, and you consider playing lure. You give it a few seconds, and you decide not to play lure. And you ended up making the right choice, but I wanted to make it very clear, because if you play lure here, they do get an action again instead of you just
right. So it's just again remember
literal
first lurk deck of the entire season.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to drill these things in now.
Yeah.
I'm 100% sure. Because again, so this guy open passes and he shouldn't open pass if he has a unit, but maybe he's playing weird, maybe hit the wrong button, whatever. If you give him lure, you've tapped out of everything, and now he has absolutely no threat to playing whatever he wants and attacking with it. Whether it's a Redfin Hammer Snow, maybe he plays an offensive turn Snapdraw, something to get his lurk trigger. Whereas if you
accept the pass,
have mana up, he would probably not do that. And then you're not burning any mana, and then you can just play the lure with your spell mana on turn 3. So those are your 2 things by turn 3 that I want to talk about. You made the right choice both times, but I wanted to make sure the decision making that led to the right choice was proper. It was almost like
right. And no, I'm currently, and I need to be clear about this, because so League is just toxic, and lore players are aggressively helpful, right?
Yeah. That's fair.
So the thing that I think people forget when they're in lore Twitch chats sometimes is people just have to kind of play with the cards and really experience it and figure it out.
Yes.
So with me, this is me in my current phase of I'm not using my value tools properly. I'm just gonna start playing around with the concept of when can I play my lures early? What's going on here? What that lurk deck is doing specifically is not really in my head because I haven't gone against so many lurks that it's drilled into me what they do yet. That's the purpose of this grid. That's what it's supposed to help me with.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad you showed me that, right? If you were not here, it's an easy enough concept that I can just write it down. Because remember, the person who told me about Darkness's game plan too is just yeah, you can go as slow as you want as long as they never grow their Darkness. I'm like, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is one of those.
Those things are easy, immediate, helpful.
But you might.
And I would have missed it because I'm just playing with my cards. Right.
That's true, and also you might not learn it until you actually get burned for it.
Which is probably okay because I have to take things slower than I would like to. Look, so I would have loved to be Masters 2 weeks from now, which is not going to happen. The reason I would have loved to be there 2 weeks from now is because Tears of the Kingdom's coming out.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, you can switch your playthrough again.
Yeah, but unfortunately not going to happen. We are playing against Leona Swain Dairy. Okay, so unfamiliar, right? When it's unfamiliar, first step, look it up.
I'm just gonna grab food. I'll be right back.
Yep. Leona Swain Darius is not established. However, it is clearly a Noxus. It is clearly so I mean it's the same foundation as everything else. It's probably still just going to use the Noxus aggro Sunburn core. There's just something weird about it. So I'm actually going to keep this double Drag Dredger's hand. It lets me go deep fast. It lets me match into some of their units, just block shit whenever I want. I'm going to just assume it's pretty normal Noxus, right? Yeah, and Zeknal, I mouthed it, but just it is so helpful. It is so helpful. We now have access to an undergrowth.
Ours is the one true light.
Give me the stuff! Stuff makes happy!
This Dredgers will get greater value later as a blocker by trading into a unit, and so I will choose to take the 3.
Price from Nasty! All of them for I!
Shield bearer. It's not. That's give. That's give. We do not attack. Okay. That one's easy. Pigeon is something I know the counterplay to, so that one's simple and straightforward. We're going to trade our dredgers into the... My demolitionist has already gotten its value. The higher health units is what we're going to trade into. The demolitionist is not an orthodox piece of this deck. I mean, it is very pure aggro right now. Right? I am afraid of using my salvage. However, remember, you want to use your value tools as early as you are allowed to use them. That's another thing that I learned. You want to use your value tools as early as you are allowed to use them. That's actually something French narrator in Twitch chat said the other day. Not in those exact words, but how I understood them. However, I mean, again, 4 cards in hand, can't go too wide. Likely to pull. I mean, I only have I have few sources of removal, and I have very few 1-drops. I think it is better for me to play the Sea Scarab. We are 8 away from deep. This jettison plus it ended up being a Sunhawk. Okay. Oh, that's right. Hang on. Playing the unit into stuns is probably not gonna... I forgot that card was a thing. We didn't play around that. I mean, it was very hard for us to play around that, to be honest. Okay. So it's another really bad outcome on turn 4, and they're going to have some tempo to work with. We ended up pulling another undergrowth, which is actually kind of cracked. I'm down to take 4 and instantaneously kill Ravun. I mean, he's just so important for their game plan, right? Open with the salvage for sure. We pull a Dead Bloom Wanderer, which is quite useful. I'm actually going to choose to use the Mega Tusk, because the Mega Tusk... I mean, I could get blown out by a Sunburst here, I suppose, which actually, now that I think about what package this guy is running, it's kind of likely. It ends up being Leona. So yeah, I've chosen to do this because... Wow, she flipped again already? Didn't she also get nerfed? Yeah, 5+ times.
The sun's splendor revealed.
I mean, as if I was ever going to attack with that thing, but now I'm organically going to be deep. That will be a 6/7 blocker. I'm going to restore 3 health to my Nexus. They get to develop out a pigeon that I can't answer. They're going to open attack on that most likely, unless they try to stun something. If they do try to stun something, now that we're deep, lovely, give me that Nexus health. We actually have a fantastic Devourer of the Depths, which I am going to choose, right, because these decks are very unlikely to be running the Targon buffs that are... Oh, wait, this is less. So I can still get blown out by the only... Yeah, the big thing that they're doing, the big thing that they're likely to have... She's got Barrier now, so the Devourer is not going to beat Leona. Okay,
Bask in the light's radiance.
what am I supposed to do here? I have 14 Nexus health. They at worst could develop out like another 2 damage. This loses to Pale, because it has to be less, and I cannot... This gives me a lot. This is probably the greatest swing I can play right now. We throw away a lure. Beautiful, they greed out a second pigeon. We get to drain 2, we get to kill one of the pigeons. There's no twin disciplines in that hand. There's no... Not twin. There's no, what's it called?
That's a lot of attackers.
Yeah, it is. So I just concluded there's no Pale Cascade in their hand, Darian.
Really? Oh, you are...
Oh, I didn't know that. Barrier doesn't interact with lifesteal. I did not know that. Now that I know they have no Pale, the best play for me would be to... I mean, because I could only play one thing no matter what. So I'm going to Devour onto Leona because they have no Pale.
Yeah, you don't want them to stun lock your already quite thin board.
They will bleed or knock.
Oh yeah, you didn't see what the deck looked like, did you?
My orders.
It was it's Leona Noxus. I'm gonna assume it's standard Leona Noxus there.
It's Leona, Swain, Darius. They're running Falling Comet. Or Falling Star.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Okay, so if I were to do this and Darius were to block my Megatusk, that would suck. I would only going to swing with the Devourer of the Depths. I do not know what I'm going to do to answer Darius. They're going to let it through. Okay. So I'm going to throw you into you. If they let me. If they develop anything, Nautilus comes out and... Oh, well, we top deck Vengeance.
I don't know if you caught it, but I just said you were gonna stop take Vengeance last turn. I gave you my power.
Hey, thank you for your power.
I told you I'm the greatest at this.
Okay, I cannot play that. I have to play.
The dawn has
Ah!
With its light, the Solari will unite the heavens.
Well,
I think I'm going to play a Jaw Hunters just for a blocker and kind of tempt Leona into pulling it.
Danger pays.
Feel the sun's
That would be
glory.
nice if I were allowed to play it, but I can play it next
My
turn.
spirit shines.
Reel him in.
I lose to Might here.
You are living. You don't have a lot of other choices.
I lose to Might. I don't have choices. I'm out of options. I mean, their beatdown was so effective here. They almost surely have Might.
I'm glad you're playing around Might and Leona Nox.
Oh.
Better than you.
Alright, how am I going to approach this? Oh, they have Falling Star and Falling Comet!
Oh, is that for? It's 2 pixely. Is that Priestess?
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Wow, the
Okay, so
actual
they-
Trinithan Sunburn tech.
They've done that. Now I can just... I mean, if I not, don't I... I mean, they have one card, but... Okay, so I feel like... Okay, I want to play not... Wait. Oh! I forgot what his tier 2 does! That's a really relevant factor!
That is a relevant factor, but if you lose to Fervor or Pirouette here, that's really sad. I don't think they want that to come out on their defensive turn.
They're stunning Nautilus.
Third Leona, Jesus Christ.
Sunlight
I
burns
legitimately
in our
considered
west.
Riptiding.
I don't think
Now I'm
it's
going to
that
play the
bad.
Megatusk.
Right now.
Wait, what? Oh, Solar Flares
Yeah,
resolving.
Solar Flare.
So now I'm going to play the Megatusk first, so it stuns that rather than the Abyssal Eye. Wait, it would never stun them.
I was gonna say he doesn't have Ravone on board.
I think I'm actually playing this Riptide, I'm not going to lie.
I think you're
Right?
okay. Jesus Christ. I think you're fine to play it, but if they play an overwhelm unit and they stun your Nautilus, then you're fucked.
I should keep it. I should keep it.
And stun your Nautilus.
Okay, so let's see. If I swing with the Megatusks, Leona's gonna block one of them, but it's still good to do.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Incredibly bizarre play. They must have been suspecting something you could not have possibly made.
By my hand, Noxus rise.
Yeah.
Okay, Leona can't die, but Swain can.
You
Yeah, they can't die, but now they've blown everything and you're still holding Riptide for next turn.
And they're out of cards and my board is wide, and I almost lost the game because I literally just got knowledge gapped on what Nautilus does. Like, but I noticed. I noticed.
Defend our sacred ways.
That's really intimidating, dude. What's that stunning
oh,
on?
oh my god, wait, he's a 3-3 now.
They have no cards.
Yep. Yee, well played.
Yeah. Yeah! That game I played competently, finally.
Huge job.
Have you noticed that I dropped almost 100 LP since my marathon?
I can't say I did notice that.
Leona Noxus. That's a W. Okay, we are, again, we're over-analyzing everything. We're going to study. Today is a study session. Today is a learning session, not a climbing session. Which is even greater because Darian happens to be here now.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm yoking. Yee, well played. We chilling.
Okay, let's talk about this. You called out how my Riptide was almost going to be hasty, right? Oh yeah, I sniped Ravoon on site.
I was gonna say, I didn't even notice that one. That happened before I got back.
Okay, so yeah, let's go back to the very beginning. Let's go back to the very beginning. So I kept a double Dreg Dredger's hand because they're an aggro deck.
Yeah, very good.
I obviously knew they were an aggro deck. I was just trying to figure out what specifically the Swain is doing here, right?
Yeah, that's weird. That's very bizarre.
And as it turns out, so yeah, I play this. I choose not to block. My reasoning is because the Dreg Dredgers, I can foresee future value actually trading into something on turn 3. Now, that's just because, like, my principles of blockers are, if they would get value, don't block. If they won't, block, right? Like, that's how I can decide whether I'm going to spend my health. It's very rudimentary right now, but...
Yeah. Why is Deep the best fucking deck in the... What happened?
Is it actually?
What happened?
What are my win rates?
Deep is #1 play rate, 53.5% win rate.
Wait, that's really funny. I just decided to play Deep. Snipe the pigeon on sight. Right?
Oh, yes. Oh my god.
I just shot the pigeon in the head. See, I'm fine with how I played these turns right now. The Demolitionist comes out, damages something, because everything is just a naked 2-2, or except that one's a 2-1. I kill the 2-2s rather than the 2-1. Technically, on further reflection, this could have long-term been a mistake off Morning Light.
Correct.
But... yeah, so technically, maybe I should have killed the Twilight Protector instead of the unit that can... like, because that's one that can get more value, but...
any way in your deck to deal exactly 1 damage?
No.
Then you're correct.
Okay.
If you had Biofuse still, the way you ended up blocking in the real game would have been correct, but since that's been sent to the Hell Dimension, what you're saying is correct.
So I decided to play the Sea Scarab here because, I mean, I'm thinking of the principle that, like, when I have value cards, it's better to play them as early as you safely can.
Yes, as early as you safely can, yes.
Yep, so I would like to play Salvage here, but I think if I play Salvage, because I'm still not certain what's in their deck, I think if I play Salvage, then I'm going to get boomed by just a Swarm.
Yeah, that would not be ideal.
So I choose to play Sea Scarab. Now, what ends up happening to it is fucking absurd.
Uh-huh. Oh, this is gonna be Sunhawk, fucking Falling Comet or whatever, Falling Star.
Falling Star. Yep.
I mean, that's...
I mean, it does pull the, like, resource out of a unit that still gets some value for having been played, and I'm only going to take 4 on an open, so it's fine. But I don't have any proactive plays now, so I just have to take whatever damage they're coming with. Undergrowth is nice. I won't be able to... I see Ravoon, and no hesitation, I shoot him in the head.
Yeah, correct.
Because I know that card is just too important for them. Like, it's always day for us is nuts. So, sure, 4 damage, no big deal. I'm okay to take that. It's a small price to pay for shooting Ravoon in the head.
Pay for a boot to the head.
Have no reason not to play. I mean, I should start playing Jettison when I would burn mana. But I mean, still no reason to just throw the card out, and I can still kind of threaten with it, right?
So the question is, would you get more value from it as a surprise combat trick? If you would, then
I should play it, yeah.
Then you're fine to burn mana. If you would not get value from it as a surprise combat trick, then oh my god.
Yeah, I'm basically only using it as a surprise combat trick, or just oops, I'm deep, like.
Yeah.
Right. So I decided to play the Mega Tusk here. I think it's the highest value play because I'm 1 away from deep. So I'll develop my blocker. It'll be a fat blocker, and then on turn, like, switch over, I'll have 14 Nexus health rather than 11.
Makes sense.
It's more likely to get value into... Actually, I need to go. Where's my keyword stuff? I'm going to the OneNote. This is something that goes deeper, right? Barrier inhibits lifesteal. Okay. So then, I mean, unfortunately, the way this pans out is they're allowed to develop out an extra pigeon, which I can't shoot in the head, but they have 2 cards in hand. I have 5. It's still okay, right? Okay, I realized... No, yeah, so... Now that I remember what Nautilus 2 does... and by discounting everything, it still would not have been the correct play here. So I would like to use my Devourer on Leona right now. However, I am petrified of a Pale Cascade.
Better safe than sorry.
So I think if I do that and she lives, right, I feel like I'm boned.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just going to spend all of my mana on developing one thing, right? It didn't even do the extra like, it's technically, if it works, it would have been one of those action cheats where it's like, I play something, you lose something. That's huge value. If it doesn't work, I'm just a fat unit, and then I can't play anything else. So instead, I choose Deadbloom Wanderer, holding mana for Undergrowth.
Which I think is great. I think this was about where I came back.
Right, and then you see, ooh, that's a lot of attackers. I mean, they greeted an extra pigeon, so I shoot a pigeon in the head.
Oh, El Pigione.
And then, of course, I just have to endure whatever this is. Leona challenges this. Doesn't let me get my lifesteal value. I did not know that's how it worked, right?
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
But I just learned, like, a keyword interaction. So, I mean, so far, I think I've played everything correctly.
I haven't seen anything that has been any kind of a bad standout.
If I were to play Nautilus here, then I would not be able to Devour.
Right, so the way you found out this guy has no pale was by just taking the chance.
No, the way I found out he has no Pale was he didn't save the pigeon.
Ah. Think back, actually.
I'm about to tap out, and he's about to have a 6-wide attack with 2 pigeons. Like, there's no way he doesn't save that pigeon.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. I was about to say, like, remember back to that thing I told you just the other day, but sometimes they have it and they just choose not to use it. If you feel confident that he would have used it if he had it, then that's fair.
I can see literally no reason to not use it if he had it there, so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I lose the game if I don't top deck the Vengeance, though, right?
It's fine, I'm a mega genius.
Wow, I actually had to top deck that Vengeance or lose. That's so depressing. I think I played... I mean, at this point, though, I did play everything correctly. I'm pretty sure I played everything correctly. Wait, but I also could have just played Nautilus here and then used his Riptide. Which is not something I would have thought of in the moment. Riptide would have been effectively a Vengeance in this position.
And then you get to develop an extra dude, I think. I don't know how much mana you started with that.
No, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have one short. Also, that guy wouldn't have been in my hand because I wouldn't have played Jaw Hunters.
Right.
So if I hadn't top decked the Vengeance... I mean, yeah, because we know I'm bad at using champion spells. Why that one? It, like... I guess it's just fat.
The fact that they're not even, like, remotely concerned about a Nautilus, you're like, what are you gonna do with these fatties with no Nautilus?
I would have totally lost the game if they held that, by the way. Actually, I would have lost the game to their Falling Comet no matter what, which is actually kind of crazy. So I did need to top deck the Vengeance. That's absurd. Wow, that's...
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. I would have lost the game if not for that Vengeance. But I think I played it correctly, so I have to be... Yeah.
This was nuts.
I considered Riptiding this Morning Lights, but that would have been a defensive harrowing.
Yeah,
that would have been responding to a defensive harrowing. The play is awful. There's no reason to respond to it.
Yeah. Because stopping you from lethaling him this turn, as though you need to lethal him this turn. Fun fact, you don't need to lethal him this turn. Depending on his top deck, he could have gotten 2 stuns on you on his next attack token.
Okay. I finally get to watch a game through and through where I actually believe I played correctly the entire time.
Oh.
Which is a huge motivator. Huge motivator. I'm gonna throw my jettison now, by the way. Like... Review, I think I played completely correctly. Remember to consider champ spells on 2 champ hands. And remember not level 2 effect. Okay. Nice! Good motivator. I'm doing it. I'm getting better. I'm losing LP, but I'm actually refining the process a little bit so it feels better. I should create a grid for Leona. Leona deserves a spot in my grid. What am I playing against? AQV? Is this back? It's just AV. Where's the Q?
Wait, there's no Q. What happened?
They forgot the Q. Okay, so this is going to be challenging. Okay, so I haven't played against this in a while. So it's going to be challenging. I don't want this Hoarder. It's too greedy. Jawl trades really well into some of their units. I'm not going to push any damage with Maokai, and he's not going to be effective enough as a blocker. I know I don't have a lot of toss, but... Ooh, okay. Devour an opening hand. Okay, we have an early lure hand, so I need to find an opportunity to use it. Wait a minute. I found the opportunity to use it. Broadwood.
Demons walk among us, masquerading as men.
I can't answer it in any way, so... She can't tumble this turn.
Get the trash! Eat the trash!
Get the trash, the trash.
Purified bolts.
You and I am getting the trash.
Okay, there's a Bloodletters available for Vayne, which kind of sucks. But it means I get to play up my Sea Scarab, and I get to go a little more deep by using my Dredgers as a... Oh, wait a minute. That's how they choose to play it. Okay. I mean, that's still ultimately okay. That's my only Hoarder. I will not be drawing any treasures this game. We have access to a Vengeance next turn, because I will not be using my spell mana. Maokai will not get any value right now. I believe it's best for me to Jawl and try to threaten Vayne, because worst case, they have, like, single combat. They only have strikes, they don't have removal. It's still better to Jawl, because that's the only thing that will actually threaten the board, force an answer, develop my hand. Look at that, Sea Scarab. It's Fish Fight. Which is fine, because he still... It got a resource. he still gave me something to use, right? Hi, Paradox. We have no idea, but I can guarantee you one opportunity to play her, I'm pretty sure. There's no value in attacking with anything. Unfortunately, they're kind of snowballing on me a little bit, but I am progressing deep, so... Okay, they're tapped under form up. They're tapped under... I think I can actually eye the Ranger Knight Defector before equipment goes onto it. Which is nuts, right? Yeah, I have to play... I can't... That's nuts. That's absolutely absurd. And it saves my vengeance for next phase. Yeah, because I was just looking on that turn, what is the tempo they're trying to do here? I don't think I'm allowed to save Devourer for future value. I checked their mana. I checked, you know, the game plan of their deck. I actually understand Beatdown a little bit better now. Because I thought about it earlier.
I understand it better because I thought about it.
Yeah.
That is wild.
And that is not a very threatening attack from them, so that's pretty big.
Oh, you're smiling.
Okay, round 6. How do I play this? They have a 1-cost Tumble. I have a Nautilus in my hand. I cannot Maokai into anything else. I do have access to... Okay, so... I think... Aatrox comes down equipped. Vayne's equipment has no bearing on whether I can Vengeance her. She does not have a Bloodletters on right now. Actually, she doesn't have a Bloodletters on right now. But... She's being a backline value engine right now. That's all she's doing. Killing Aatrox on sight is... Okay. I'm stumped. I'm stumped on this turn. I believe it would not be unsafe for me to Dead Bloom into Megatusk as blockers and then prepare to Vengeance on open next turn. This progresses my own game plan. Okay, I am stumped. I think I have a future answer. I don't think there's anything I can do to me right now that is immediately threatening that I can't answer until they have their attack token. I will toss. That's my value. Right. Unfortunately, I lose 3 really good cards, but I wasn't going to draw them anyway. Aatrox did, as predicted, come out. This Tumble... Oh, this Tumble costs 1.
I'm so proud of them.
My bad, the Tumble costs 1. There's no reason to play the Megatusk, but there's no reason not to play the Megatusk, so therefore... Because spending my attack token wasn't going to do anything. There's now a Bloodletter on the Broadwing. They can no longer tumble. Okay, if I were to attack, Aatrox would tank it, no matter what. I would lose a unit for free. Now I'm ready to Vengeance. It will probably be my only action on the turn. Okay, so now this is hard. Because there are several major threats on the board that I would like to kill. There's no sense in playing Nautilus right now. I'm 5 away from deep. I could Maokai into Jaw for a wide board. However, yeah, they can't world. It's literally impossible to World Ender. These pulled several things. The Ranger Knight Defector will actually die to my Devourer of the Depths, so I don't need to be threatened by it right now. The Vengeance... Okay, when I'm summoned to strike, they're at 20 health, so Aatrox is not actually doing anything on his strikes. I think I actually played my units, which is weird. I think I play my units.
Fresh is worth at least twice as much.
Too weird, right? And now they're gonna tumble with the Ranger Knight.
I will tend this garden.
Oh, I didn't even realize the Sap Magic was an emergency. Oh my god, Deathbringers! I have never played around this card in my life. My bad.
Oh, it's Aatrox. You should definitely start doing that.
Yeah, I'm just not used to him actually, you know, being there. They pull the bloodletters onto it.
Every last monster will be purged.
Starting to second guess this turn a little bit, but I still think it's actually okay.
For too long have I butchered your statues.
Swift death.
That guy will give me value momentarily. Toss 2 and summon another. So Maokai is my route to... Yeah, Maokai is my route to actually going deep here.
Bloom again.
Fuck you, man. Okay, there's too many strikes here. I've started to misplay this game. I've started to choke it. There's a World Ender coming out next turn.
We have waited so long.
And now peace is just moments away.
I can't hear you very well.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Vengeance on Aatrox becomes a lot more appealing after he's played World Ender, because then he can't regenerate a free one. The Darkened. Oh, Jesus Christ. Angry gamer. Is Megatusk likely to go deep?
3 away from deep.
It is guaranteed to go deep.
Runeterra must die!
Okay, so let's just see. That's not actually a threatening World Ender, like, at all. In fact, that's kind of one of the worst World Enders I've ever seen, no?
He does get double Aatrox, which is fucked up because it means that he keeps the Darken cost less passive no matter what.
He keeps it no matter what?
Like, he's gonna have one alive, so he'll be able to play reduced cost Darken even if you kill him.
Okay. Oh, that's the actual value of World Ender. It's just Aatrox 2. Okay, so, I think I let it resolve, and then... Wait, so if I let it resolve, I can... I have 10. I will not be able to... Okay. You'll have 7. I need to kill one of the Aatroxes. Okay, so... I let it resolve so it consumes the Darkened Blade. I kill this Aatrox.
Yep, and that way also you don't, they lose their bloodletters forever, because Zolani doesn't turn back into the bloodletters, because she's not Zolani anymore. She's much better.
Then, this is gonna be such a wild Nexus HP swing. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Undergrowth like shuts this play down so
it's just +5. God damn. Wait, where did this come from?
From the Zolani that you just killed. The Zolani that turned into Aatrox.
Wait, I thought the entire point was it assimilated. The blade was gone.
No, assimilated units keep their equipment.
Oh.
The point of it is just if you kill Aatrox before World Ender, then he can put the Darkened Blade on a shitter.
Hang on. 6, 2. It's only 8. Do I have to make Vayne die?
Probably the best course of action.
Wait a second. Oh yeah, +2 because I'm about to take some damage. That's right. We go surprise deep. I heal an extra 3. I lost.
Peace through servitude.
Oh, that was a free attack. Wait, what? I literally had no idea like I had an attack token. Whoops.
I mean, what could I have done differently at that point?
I don't know. But
Oh my god, I hit the button again. Why do I keep
I'm
hitting
more
that?
just flustered by the fact that I didn't even realize.
Okay, so I made a really unorthodox decision this game. So I'm gonna speed straight to that. Give me my audio. Remember, we decided that we're not allowed to climb yet. It's not time.
We're not allowed.
So we knew on turn 5 that things were a little bit hard. Just like their board state is quite good going into 5, right, compared to mine. This, I think this play was correct. This is the most action efficient thing that I can do, at like by a lot. They still have a tumble. Six. Okay, 6 is the turn where I really had no clue what to do. I had absolutely no idea what was correct. So I knew it is highly likely Aatrox is played here. Wait a minute, which Aatrox was played? I'm supposed to watch that too, right? I'm supposed to watch where in the deck Aatrox came from. Basically, I'm used to AQV where Aatrox was a one of. So I've never had to play around Deathbringer stance before.
I see. I think some versions ran one Quinn, but yeah, I see what you mean. You don't often have to play around that spell. Yeah, now that Aatrox decks are starting to usually run, I think the standard for Aatrox is 2 copies. It's pretty safe to start playing around that now, I would say, because that's
Wait,
always a
where did
fucking
that even come
nightmare.
It didn't play an animation of where in their deck it came from. Or where in their hand. Has it stopped doing that? It just appeared.
I think the stream may have just lagged.
My game lagged so I don't get the information. Look. It just appeared.
It looks like it came off the left side of their hand. Looks like that was their top side.
So, okay, so, yeah.
Do you have the frame by frame?
No, but, I mean, we've gone through it so many... It spawns in, right? Okay, so, I mean, yeah, on this turn, I decided that it was unlikely that... But I didn't play around any tumbles, right? Aatrox would have struck. Again, still no... So I still can't decide if the way I approached this turn was correct, or if I should have gone slower. They have access to this tumble still. They have access to bloodletters still. They're not going to do anything to me now. My original game plan was to vengeance Aatrox on attack, right? I'm looking at their board. Turn 6 is whatever. And I don't know if I made for sure the best possible decision, but at the very least, the decision that I made had a plan behind it, right? However, on turn 7, I consider throwing away that plan, and in fact I do, because my intention was to vengeance Aatrox as soon as he appears. I realize now, though, I'm starting to think, is Aatrox actually threatening me, right?
Right.
So what do I want to do? I actually beat the Ranger Knight Defector no matter what on their attack. Like, unless it's Darkened Spear, I suppose, but Darkened Spear is the only thing that beats me if I choose to not vengeance, right? Spear actually sucks on a tough unit. Wow, that's hard. Aatrox, they're sitting at full mana. Vayne is a backline value engine, technically not threatening me immediately, and I don't really want her to be the vengeance target anyway, because it's far easier for me to beat her on the board and force her to be used later, right? So, as it turns out, failure to Vengeance Aatrox here actually exposes me to a Deathbringer stance, and a fish fights, and, like, all these sorts of things. Because it is this turn that I get Deathbringer stanced, right? Yeah, they do that. I play my Maokai. Deathbringer Sweep is actually what it's called in this game. And I just had no idea this was even possible, to be honest. So, complete failure to play around the possibility of that card means that the line I took goes, truthfully, very negative. The board state is bad. The Aatrox is alive. They have Dark Enthralls to play with, like, however they want to use them. My board is empty. It's very difficult with my hand to replenish it. How do you... I mean... I guess you always have to play around, like, the potential of... I mean, it's like playing around a one-of. When you're playing around champ spells, you're basically playing around a one-of.
Yeah. That's about how it goes.
So how do you do that? How do you play around one-ofs in a reasonable way? Like, let me put it this way. A way that isn't permanently paranoid. Right.
I mean... Aatrox decks are slightly more likely to have that particular card than the average deck is to have a one-off because the tutor effect, but I see what you mean.
Right,
Honestly,
yeah, because they're going to tutor.
Be aware of the situations where the card, be aware of the situations where the card would gain excessive value and try to avoid those, you know? Like playing a Maokai, which is, you know, who is incredibly vulnerable to strike spells, is already bad into a fish fight deck, but is doubly bad when they could have access to another strike spell in the form of death.
Yeah, I need to just treat this. Yeah, okay. So Aatrox, I mean, it's just a strike spell deck.
Yeah.
Strike
I didn't see your mulligan, and I've forgotten already what your hand looked like at the start of the game. Did you keep a Maokai, or was he even in your hand? Or...
No, I don't. Look.
Okay. Yeah.
In fact, I drew him 2 turns in a row.
I see, okay. So I was gonna say, yeah, this is like one of those situations where, keeping low attack units into a deck like this is usually going to end a bit poorly for you. Like if Thorny Toad were still in the game, it would not be a good keep against this deck for that reason.
Okay, I'm going... the line I played on 7 was very unorthodox. And based on real reasons, but it was far too vulnerable to strike spells. I haven't properly learned how to deal with these yet. It's the specifics, right? Oh my god, my client's not hooked in. Okay. If I lose one more, we have successfully completed the minus 100 LP.
Successfully complete. I don't know if that's how I would phrase it.
Fizz Samira Nami.
Nami.
Okay, so it's going to be the same thing as... the problem is I learned the matchup on my control decks. I don't really know. They're going to try to combo. They're going to be always threatening with Shelly, right?
I was going to say, yeah, if you have a way to kill Shelly, which unfortunately for you is just Vengeance or Devour.
Well, I...
fucking get it and keep it, and do not ever let it go.
I have one in my hand right now.
Oh, beauty.
It's not as consistent as the rest, but...
Give me the stuff! Stuff make happy!
Stuff make happy!
Yeah, so this, keep in mind that these guys can generate parley. From all of their,
It's an autopilot line right now.
from all of their like 1 million generate a 1-drop card, a 1/1 cost spell.
No Plunder Father Fury.
Oh, I'm playing against the Priestess of Desert Light Demacia deck. Put that away this instant, young man.
We have a Lure. Ah, I forgot about that card because I've never seen it see play ever.
Oh, yeah, I think that one's like not very common in Samira deck yet.
Well, I would not get any value for playing my Jaw Hunters. There's no need to hide that I'm going to do this, so it's time to play Lure and play my value line. Okay, we end up with now 3 ways of killing Shelly. They did generate Parlay. Okay, they're forcing me to trade my Sea Scarab for the Daring Demolisher. Definitely worth it, given that they're a burn deck. And an elusive deck. But now I'm left with a really, really awkward... Oh, God. They're swindling my handful of sea monsters.
Oh, right. Fine, they can't increase the cost by 2 anymore, Smile.
Wow, this is unappealing. But, like, what else have I got, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna brain off Demacia this game. Okay. So they ended up taking my Jaw Hunters instead. Okay, we have a Riptide.
Oh yeah, I don't know why. For some reason I thought swindling was pranking. I was like, oh, these guys are pranking his hand.
Going harvesting.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
Better than eating.
I think, I mean, I don't want to use my Devourer right now. I think I would like to play Maokai for a more threatening swing next turn. If they play Shelly, there's nothing they can do with her right now. It's a barbed chain. Okay. See, now this puts me in a... Wait, hang on. No, it doesn't put me at all in an uncomfortable spot. I can second Lure to prepare for Devourer.
That sounds good to me.
And I can soft pass with a 0-cost Sea Scarab. That generates my Sapling. Threatening Father Fury. I will attack if they don't do anything, but they should do something. If Shelly comes out, I will obliterate. I will attempt to obliterate Shelly. They actually have a heavy metal for my Sapling here, which is fair. Okay, I am going to...
Blessed vengeance.
I like this. That's a very good choice.
I excel at making
Okay,
haste.
I'm going to choose to spend a Devourer on Samira now that they're tapped under Shelly. All Out would not save her anymore, which is really funny. Also, they won't have anything to save her. Nothing can save her. There's nothing. There's not a single card in their entire deck that could save her.
What? Oh yeah, all out wouldn't save her because they nerfed it.
Yep.
I was like, damn, this guy's playing really disrespectfully of all out.
No, I'm just built different.
You must be new here.
I love seeing the 8 on that thing.
That's hysterical, yeah.
Alright, incoming Guile. It's always Guile. Okay, I mean, I can still now kill Burble with Devourer. I can also now jettison into Devourer. That's such a good play. But given that they're already proccing Fizz, that hand has no Shelly in it, most likely. Or they're just trying to not play into Vengeance. Okay, how do I answer this? That's 4 elusives, that's 9 damage. I answer it by completely ignoring them, jettison and devour. I think. Devour into the burblefish. Yeah, because they have a flare. They're ready to use flare.
Oh no!
I'm not stupid enough to throw that at Fizz.
Small.
This bug happened again.
Oh, wait, your board's fixed.
Look, he's in my hand.
Wait.
Don't you like that? Isn't that fun?
Wait, that's so unethical. What the fuck?
It's okay. He's actually on the board. I can play him as a blocker from my hand if I wanted to now.
Wait, I've never heard of this bug. What?
It's happened to me twice today.
This is ridiculous. This is so profoundly silly.
What?
Ah.
I just got burst lethaled from fucking 12 without the use of Shelly. What?
This is why we do not love the elusive keyword in this house. Because it always demands very specific answers, and sometimes they are not there.
Alright, minus 100 speedrun accomplished. We did it. Darian, why did I lose 100 LP?
There is an answer to that question.
I don't even think I've played that badly today, or yesterday, but... I mean, I did play badly yesterday, but... Alright, well, we have to... We are obligated to review the whole thing, just in case there's something we could have done, but we're going to find in this particular case that most of the game was... Like, the lines were kind of decided for us, right? I mean, I find a really nice curve. I find a Jaw Hunters that threatens what I'm concerned their threats are, right? Again, obvious 1 from this position, obvious 2 from the next position. Obvious 3, I just play my lure, right? There's nothing to do but play my lure. My hand ends up with double Devourer, which is not great, but they parlay my guy.
Ah, I didn't even notice that happen in the game. That's funny because I led into this game seeing your Jaw Hunters and warning you about them generating parlay.
I told you it happened.
I was honestly a bit dead to the world, I think.
They used my own Jaw Hunters after this, but I can't know yet. So, I mean, again, line kind of decided. No, line is not decided for me. Jaw Hunters I'm overholding for Shelly. What I should be doing is actually forcing them to trade it into... Oh no, but then I would take 4 from my own Jaw Hunters. But I couldn't have known that. The reality is, because I don't use my Jaw Hunters at any point, because I'm too concerned about specifically Shelly, I just let the rest of their elusives go. So there were actually maybe... I mean, yeah, because Maokai's here. Maokai, too, in my mind, does the same thing as Jaw Hunters. Except now I also just get to play Jaw Hunters. What did I do? I lured. I happened to pull a Scarab, but it holds that for Shelly, which I'm always concerned about. I have to be always concerned about Shelly. I have to play around it. They happen to have a heavy metal to answer that. At this point, I mean, I take the attack and you like it. Yeah, because the attack's not threatening yet.
The attack basically functions as a soft pass, so I think it's fine.
Oh my god, I just realized, like, within, like, after this, I die.
Yeah, the Devourer was the. Can Fizz jump over skills or is it just
Yes.
spells? Double check. You can jump over skills?
Yeah, you can. Wait, I'm dead now? What the fuck? No, I'm mad again. What the fuck?
Yeah, you did draw a hand mostly full of units into an elusive deck. So the elusives just became incredibly hard to stop.
How could I possibly have anticipated that?
That's kind of how Samira Fizz tries to kill you typically. It's like, they got Father Fury, they got Burblefish, they got Fizz, they got Shelly. There's probably more elusives hiding in that deck that I don't even remember off the top of my head. That visual bug is so fucking...
It's so corny.
That is actually a hysterical bug.
Yeah, but I was playing around Shelly the whole time, and like...
It's a whack-ass path to lethal, I'm not gonna lie. That guy tapped right down to 0 for exact lethal. That's fucked.
And I even did what I could because I was threatened by like the amount of elusives they had. I guess I shouldn't have killed Samira?
I mean, yeah, Samira's walkable. Elusives are not. Like, you have limited ways to interact. Oh no. I'll talk to him about that when he comes back.
This is also the only deck in my arsenal that like kind of can't disrupt their combo.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, you have limited ways to do so, so you gotta kind of keep all of them in mind, because you've got Jaw Hunters, you've got Undergrowth, Vengeance if you have to, but you don't really want to, and that's kind of about it.
Man, Randfoot skill, got your ass beat like 020. That's funny.
When Diego Shurima?
With Gwen, oh my god. Okay, so, okay. First, unfamiliar deck. We have a process for this, right? First, check to see if it's real. Is it real? Let's see. My money's on no. However,
I find it unlikely.
okay, it is not real. Now let's think about what these champions are doing. So it's, I mean, it's a double Shadow Isles champion package. So they're trying to, I mean, I'm just ready to solitaire my way to deep at this point. I have to make a decision. Okay, there are... Oh, okay, actually, yeah, I'm ready to solitaire my way to deep. Oh my god.
Oh. I think you may be solitairing your way to deep. Fun fact.
I don't know what this is or why they're passing. Okay, clearly it's like some form of control. Is it a castigate deck? Like... There's the foyer. Okay. Is it being a hate spike? Heedless Resurrection is most likely what they're in Shurima for, right?
That sounds reasonable. Heedless Resurrection, Sandy Deny, and Hourglass.
Okay.
If only she could
Wow,
see
that's
me.
actually really devastating. Well, I'm not a bitch.
What a joy.
That's kind of exactly how I would have blocked anyway, so... Oh no, my Dreg Dredgers. We're 11 away from deep. Okay, we're 10 away from deep. Okay, would you like to see the funniest play you've ever seen in your life? No, I can't do that. That sucks.
Oh, that's hysterical. Holy fuck. I saw the idea there. You can still get a massive elusive.
See what we see, soldier.
I think it's actually just my best line, yeah.
Because the Gwen can't kill this turn, but maybe this Abyssal Eye can draw you. I don't know. Maybe this Abyssal Eye can draw you a.
See how handsome I do?
See how handsome I
Alternatively,
do. He do handsome. I can't argue with that.
You do indeed handsome, as a matter of fact.
First time, madam. I suppose it's rather novel.
The floor is gone.
Something so grand.
No,
Quicksand.
Quick snip.
not the floor. Wait, it makes an 0-3 because it gets her deep. Oh, that's unethical.
That's fucked up. Okay, I mean, at least now I may use my Devourer on Gwen. Right?
Very good.
Unless they open attack. It's just...
Blood.
They're just going so fucking fast. Okay, well, I may as well, in this case, unfortunately, do this. It's not that unfortunate. It's not like Gwen's doing anything again. They're not going to rally with these regions. They could Sandy deny me, but I wouldn't lose if they did. So.
Right.
One stitch at a time, we'll make something totally new.
I mean, they're snowballing pretty hard on me, and I've not got a lot of great things to work with, but...
Danger pays.
Okay, Beast Below is okay. What power buffs could they have?
She waits for me beyond the mist.
Okay.
My queen.
I think it is more worth murdering Viego than it is to murder Gwen. Never mind. I know what I'm playing.
The water rises.
Okay, now I still have to decide whether it's more worth that. Shit! Why did I not play around that? I just learned this property. I'm like, oh, I can use this. And because I was thinking of just this new property that I learned, I'm not... Oh god, okay, what do I do? The Viego deck is about to beat me down. Right, because they're in I was thinking so much about the Shurima, too. I forgot, like what can they do to me in Shurima? That...
The dark beckons.
Stop open attacking! It's lethal, man! Like...
Surrender to me.
I'm trying so hard! I have spreadsheets! I have documents! I have a OneNote open! I have a fucking Google Sheets open! I have a grid on paper! I have 2 sheets of paper where I'm writing down what I'm learning! I have directed objectives! Like, I have a specific learning goal of, like, actually handling my actions one at a time! Like... Why am I losing so much? I feel like I'm doing everything in my power to, like... And yet every session this season, except the marathon, has been profoundly negative in LP. I'm trying so hard. I kept my cool for a long ass time today, but I'm now 1 in 5 on the day with full VOD review. I spent so much brain power trying to figure out what their Shurima tools would be that I just played into, like, standard vengeance. What am I doing wrong? Like... I'm trying to play to learn, like... Cause it clearly was gonna be difficult to play to climb right now. So I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to do and play to learn. But now I've gone from P1 to P3. Like, this isn't rhetorical at this point. What do I do? Okay, Darian's not at his PC. So I was really hoping to get some advice in the moment, but... I'm doing absolutely everything I can, and yeah, and if I'm not winning when I'm doing absolutely everything I can, then I'm just not meant to win. Not yet. So, what's up? Welcome back.
Yo.
How much of that did you hear?
If you're not... That bit at the end that I've already forgotten. But yeah, I did hear it. Well, I do think I also, like, right before I left, I guess heard something a bit ironic where you kind of explained why you lost and then said, I don't know why I lost, and that you said focused so hard on what the Shurima tools could be that you then forgot about something very standard in Shadow Isles, which, you know, not playing around potentially caused the loss.
I'm just so tired of getting boomed by one action, because, like, I said, like, I have spreadsheets, I have this grid on paper, I have this other sheet of notes, I have my OneNote, I have my Google Doc, like, up right now, like, I have so many resources I'm trying to use, I have Runeterra AR to help me scout, I have so much, like, prep here, I'm doing, like, everything in my power to give myself tools to succeed, and I'm doing what I can to keep things in my brain, and I'm just not... The only session I've had this entire season that went positive was the marathon.
Right.
I'm just losing. I'm trying so hard, and I'm just losing.
I can definitely understand how shit that feels.
Like, every time that I think I'm approaching... I approach my sessions with intention. Every single time I approach a session, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this deck with this learning objective, with these resources at my disposal. And I still lose!
Do you consider that your focus might be a bit narrow? That focusing on something like that is overly restrictive, and that's...
Well, like, what the fuck else am I supposed to think of? I've been griefing every session by, like, not thinking through my actions. So it's like, okay, now I have to, like, actually... It's become clear to me that, like, you know, the decks that are really good right now, every action matters when you're trying to beat them. So I have to be very deliberate with... You know, it's just correct play to slow it down and think it through, right? Like...
Makes sense.
I wouldn't call that narrow. Am I overthinking? Am I trying to process? There is too much information! There is too much information for me to process! Like, that... It's not overthinking if there actually is too much!
I mean, that's what comes with trying to learn all the options you have to play around and against in a card game and what's the best way to play around and against them, I'm afraid. Sometimes your mental stack just gets completely fucked over because you don't know how you can beat every option at once, or if you can't, you don't know which options you need to prioritize beating.
That part is so hard. Like,
100% so.
And then I can only go so long in a session before I eventually get tilted about it. Like, you know, yesterday there were just so many people telling me immediately after I made an action what I was doing wrong, and it's like... And today, it's like, today I'm like trying to keep things... I mean, like, today I was supposed to slow it down and not play as much. Like, if I encounter a deck, just start writing down their options, but I'm finding it really hard to, like... I don't know, I should have... When I encountered the Leona deck, like, even though Did I beat that one? Yeah, I did beat that one. When I encountered the Leona, I should have, like, before going to another game, like, sat down, like, really wrote down their big tools, right? And, like, even though I kind of intuitively know them at this point, like...
Wouldn't hurt.
Because otherwise, what's the point of this sheet, which I'm... I just don't get to win, because I'm trying so hard to learn, and... I have to, because I don't get to climb if I don't learn. But that means I have to lose over and over and over and over again, probably to one single mistake. Like... And now I'm undoing all the progress of my only positive session. I'm down to P... I'm gonna try again. I have to get it right at some point, right? Like, I chose to play deep to work on this, like, value issue I've been having across all of my decks, but I'm... Samira Varus Riven. This fucking deck. This is not the no interaction one. This is the actually pretty extreme I never want Maokai. I literally never want him. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep Lure. I didn't really think about it. I have a Shipwreck Order, which I don't want. I have my Dreg Dredgers, which is really good into the aggro matchups. This isn't aggro, though. This is mid-range.
Aggressive combo, but similar enough in concept, I suppose.
Do you know how draining it is to, like, just sit there for a while and everyone says over and over, it's like, that's a mistake, that's a mistake, that's a mistake, and then at the end, why are you calling it a combo deck? This is, like, you're not even playing the deck right. It's like, oh my God. It was Evelyn Viego. Like, I'm fucking trying my best out here, and I have to just confront that my best is not good enough, not remotely. There's no plays on 2. I will sit here and bank. Oh, now I have to choose. Oh my goodness.
Don't ask for permission or forgiveness.
What do I do?
And if she open swings for like 2 on turn 3, that's not the end of the world.
This should be fun.
Yeah.
She probably plays Flare, no?
Makes sense. You can generate another one.
Okay, so at this point now, I will play my full which is higher value? Is it Lure or is it Salvage? This draws me something. This draws me something I might be able to use and might not be able to use. This draws me 2 things that I might be able to use. And progresses me further to deep. I think right now, it's Salvage. I would have drawn those. Okay, that...
No, the top.
Oh, they're from the bottom. They're from the bottom. They're from the bottom. Yeah. I
That's
want
the
him
best part of that mechanic. It's like designed to be
Cold,
anti-tail.
I'm hungry, and there's rocks in me boots.
We now have a Vengeance here. If I play Lure, I will not be allowed to play it. I think it's probably very negative for me to play it. This is low interaction. They could have at worst a freeze. But this still gets me value even if they do have that. It ends up creating a Mega Tusk, which is one of the best things that I could get when I'm 7 away from deep already. You cost 4, you cost 4, no champions here. Or I can't have a hand raid yet because they just don't want to play their champions into Jaw Hunters for no reason.
Going harvesting.
I will use Jaw Hunters to swing on Samira.
I like that.
Which could get hit by worst case of freeze.
And yeah, if they spend 5 mana, you're quite pleased.
They can't. Oh, it costs 5? They can't.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they nerfed it.
Where the trash?
Well, I mean, likelihood of an Overwhelm Fragment is high anyway. Yeah.
Carry your own gear.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Better than eating.
It does leave me pretty exposed to... Oh! They have no cheap units they want to develop, or they're banking for something to protect something. This is suspicious. This deck has no rallies. Oh, they're just trying to push 4. Okay. I mean, that gives me plenty of time to just chill, right? Like... I am about to go deep. Therefore, Mega Tusk is my best play. I mean, I know Taskmaster...
When will I find
Okay, so this still leaves me with an option for a Vengeance. Still leaves me with a Heavy Metal. If I do this, I can Vengeance on open, right? There's no urgency. I pull an Undergrowth. We're deep. I heal. I swing. Could get frozen, but my thing is way bigger than theirs. So, and it's already gotten its value. Okay, we've dealt with the board a little bit. I'm ready to Vengeance in an absolute... Okay, so you are... Once you've equipped, create a gem. That's kind of a cool card. I've never seen it play it. Doesn't seem particularly overwhelming, but it's good for Varus.
I was gonna say it's great for Varus because he wants to see the ally target triggers.
Yeah. I guess it's one of those cards that if they can fit it in, and they can now that rotations occurred. Okay, so it's time for me to decide what is more important. Okay, hang on. Let's think about this carefully. I don't necessarily have to Vengeance. I can also use the Devourer, which is susceptible to freezes. No, it's not susceptible to freezes. It's less health. The Devourer is more action efficient than the Vengeance. It would be a better play. If I were to do it, it would let me use Undergrowth as well, but it wouldn't kill anything. It would let me use Heavy Metal, which would actually be kind of based. This obliterates and kills the Darkened Bow. I'm going to do that. I forgot about that one. Fuck me. My god. Okay, this is still more action efficient than the Vengeance. It's still better. They would have used it on either one no matter what. I can still get it, though. I can still get it if I wanted to. I do want to. They can't do it again. Do I still toss by doing this? I think I do. Darkened Bow's gone.
I just drew my first set of the game, and he is at 119 out of 40 mana spent.
To serve the greater good.
I have 7 cards left in my deck.
I can't do anything anymore. It's time. Oh, they're not doing anything. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this deck will not have any direct kill spells. Therefore...
All
Join the hunters, they said. Wish I had a bit more patience back then.
Wait, this is dumb. Why is my Nexus health full?
Yeah. Nice mega target.
I'm pushing 38. They're gonna block with everything. They're probably gonna freeze.
Steel's too good for you. I've got the reins.
You feel it too.
You will not break me.
No freezes in hand? I mean, there's only one freeze it could be.
Oh, remind me never to play a Targon Mirror again. That was fucking horrible. We went to turn 23 and I lost by decking out.
Oh my god. Wait, your first set? What the hell were you
No
playing?
looking back.
Carry your own gear.
It's a secret tool we will use later.
Okay, so the Mocho was solely to draw Varus, right? Oh, it's Whirling Death!
Ah, he's out here whirling.
He's whirling on me.
He's been whirling his entire life.
I acknowledge that words were spoken. I'm about to play my 2-mana Shipwreck Hoarder. 2 mana, 10/8.
Sometimes you're the fish, sometimes you're the bait.
I lost my eyes. Let's go, baby.
Their purpose and mine is
Watch this.
clear.
How cringe is that? Bye-bye, Darkened Bow.
Sent to the Hell Dimension.
It really do be in the Hell Dimension, though.
Beware those who have nothing to lose.
I think you have a bow to lose. Just a hunch, though. Yeah, it's over. Okay. Whew.
The sea does not forget.
Have I ever... Okay. It's not as bad. We're only at the -100, which at that point is kind of funny, but anything beyond -100 is not very funny. Do I want to bother reviewing, or am I like, ugh. See, and now I'm at the overthinking part, where I don't know what the next part of my process is now that I'm frustrated and that whatever I've done today hasn't worked. Or has it worked and I just need the time to go and, like, study more or something? Like, has it worked? I haven't really run into the decks that I actually wrote my notes on. I wrote a ton of notes on Karma sets. Where is it? I don't want to see it. It's probably a bad matchup.
No, that's actually 60-40 in your favor.
Wait, really?
Yeah, well, when Deep gets like really fucking big, that's before Karma Set comes online, and their damage-based removals can't really reach your Deep units.
I figured it'd be a problem because they're just full of stuns, no? Like,
Oh,
no, but I guess they're running the full core PNZ package, which, like, it's just Mystic, it's just Caustic, it's just High Note, Aftershock, Explorator.
Yeah, they run a full set of palms, and actually even this deck runs 2. Occasionally they run 1 Facebreaker, and they run some copies of Tag Out, which can get rid of your units.
See, I have notes
and then
about...
there's set champion style Facebreaker.
I have notes about not letting Set generate his showstoppers, like how that instantly swings the game, how he has a fork almost always if he gets to that point with Tag Out still on the field, so I need to threaten him before that point. How the version of the deck that texts in a Sky Singer just makes a showstopper for fun.
Wait, what?
Yeah, You slam set, you play a coin, you slam Sky Singer, you get a Showstopper.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
It's fucked up. I hate it.
Wait, that's so unethical. Wow.
I lost to it, and that's how I know. Which, like, I get that I get that losing to it is the only way to know, but like, how does everyone else already know? Like,
because they've lost to it. You know how many hours I've played? Too fucking many.
More than me.
I might be able to tell. How do I bring this up?
It's more than me. That's guaranteed.
That's the point, yeah. Oh, there we go. Legends of Runeterra.
I'm watching someone else lose to it.
According to also though, watching someone else lose to it. According to AMD Radeon, I have had Legends of Runeterra open for 1,817 hours. Which I think is more than most people, I will say. And some of that has 100% been AFK time. But, you know, that's still a lot of hours. Okay, wait, I actually don't know how I opened this, so I don't know how to close it. There we go. Figured it out.
Okay, should I review? I see. I'm stun locked. I don't know my process now.
I was gonna say now you're having analysis paralysis. Hey, wait a minute.
I'm stun locked. Yeah, but
I've seen a video on this.
Oh wait! Hang on. I forgot to update my Nightbot. I forgot to update my and that's important because this is like my favorite video that I've ever made.
Fun fact: I actually haven't seen that video yet. I'm doing that after though.
Oh, you should go watch it.
This is great, by the way. My buddy invites me to a Pixelmon server yesterday. I haven't played Minecraft, keep in mind, in like 6 months. So I log on, I join his Pixelmon server, and I'm like, what even is my skin? And I press F5 a few times, I'm like, oh, my skin is actually Banjo. Like Banjo and Kazooie Banjo. And then I decide, wait, I know what my gimmick is going to be for this Pixelmon playthrough. I'm playing the bear team. I got like Beartic, I got like Ursaluna, I got like Pancham, Urshifu, Beware. I fucking hate Beware, but it is a bear Pokemon. I'm just running the full bear comp as a bear. I think that's brilliant. It's gonna be horrible because like I think these guys are actual like Pixelmon grinders, and 3 of them have pseudos already. But you know, we're living out here.
Watching someone else lose to it is definitely easier on the mental, but I think it's harder to appreciate the experience, like the value, like the learning it. Okay, let's do a review of this game, right? Let's do a review of this game. I was so frustrated. Try it again. I see an early aggressive game. Like, I mean, I see a curve. I keep the lure because I'm trying to learn value. This hand looks like a little scary, but I'm sure I'll draw some useful stuff, right? Drag Dredgers is probably my best anti-aggro card that I have. Just because it's my most consistent early card. It progresses my game plan while being a blocker, right? And it's quite good into the Bakai. I autopilot. Don't even think about this one. This is so obvious to me. Don't need to think about it. Okay. Now, we're gonna have to redo the lure versus salvage debates. Because I don't know what's more valuable, right? The lure would draw me one thing and make everything for the rest of the game cheaper. Might find a better curve. I mean, I would have to gamble on like one specific thing on 4. There's not very much that I would be able to play on 4. If I play the salvage, then it's more likely I full my removal and it progresses me further towards deep. Okay, so yeah, in this case I would make the decision the same way again. I would play the salvage again. And see, I would not have been able to play that. I would not have generated this. I would not have gone nearly as close to deep. And so the fact that I did that and more I accelerated my own win con more, I do still agree that was higher value, right? Now, I would still like to play my salvage at earliest possible convenience, and I would still like to play my lure at earliest possible convenience. But if I do that, then their deck is probably gonna it's gonna do too much. It's gonna I am certain that they're just going to play out like cultist cards, or actually they're not going to go particularly wide. just gonna burn me, no? I just want Samira dead so she's not burning me as much. This I spend forever thinking. The worst thing that could come out... I mean, yeah, I don't know the units that could come out, unfortunately. So what are the units that could come out? Because this is a common enough deck that I can check. Samira Varus is the version without Riven, but... Oh, but the version with Riven is actually necessary for me to know. Yeah, the version with Riven has Bakai, Hookmaster, probably Keeper of the Box. Worst case scenario is Shadowblade Fanatic. That's the worst thing that could come out. But I wouldn't be able to trade into it anyway. It would be nice. I would only block like 1 extra damage. I mean, swinging like this does give them some value. I don't think... So, yeah, I should have realized that they have a last breath that they want to throw away and not attacked with the Drag Dredgers. It would have been better to force them to wait. That way they do not get its shard value, like the blade fragment value on their attack. And so now they do. I'm actually taking 2 more as a result of that. I shouldn't have done it, but they've used their attack. They can't threaten me again. I take the value line here. I can't take a second value line. I have the option. I choose to... Okay, is this correct? I choose to bank my spell mana. This will give me the means to play a unit plus Vengeance. I would have those means no matter what. I would be going to 9. I would be capable of using Heavy Metal to kill that thing right now. They're sitting on... Wait a minute. They're sitting on 5. This equalizes mana and prevents them from developing. If I... No it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because I don't have the agency to end the turn. They just chose to for some reason, which I don't understand. I think they misplayed. If I'm sitting on this, I'm not pressured. Yeah, okay, so actually the way I play it, the way I see it's going now, I have the option to play units, which would just not be particularly high value. I have the option to play Heavy Metal on that thing. I have the problem to wait to... I have the potential, like, I can wait to see if something else comes out and use Heavy Metal on that. The way I play it probably makes it easier for me to use a Jaw Hunter into Vengeance to just kill everything that can be on the board. Varus can come out and I can destroy his equipment if I wait and do nothing. I can't destroy his equipment if I don't. I think the pass is probably good, and then they just give me best possible outcome by just passing for no reason. Okay, on this turn, what comes out first? I chose Megatusk because I'm 4 away from deep, right? Yeah. Because I'm 4 away from deep and have Salvage. So I can go insta-deep and threaten the board with it. Jaw Hunters would not be as threatening there. So I've noticed one major mistake, one major mindset issue, right? But ultimately, the decisions that I made, I think I would make them again outside of the Drag Dredger's attack, which would optimize for my Nexus HP a little bit. Besides, their champs aren't getting value. I'm not scared of Vengeance. I don't have to Vengeance right now. Again, I've recognized that Devour is always higher value. I failed to play around Expanse's protection, although it's not because I didn't have the tools to deal with it. It's because I didn't think of how I was going to beat it. I decided to use Devourer. Devourer leaves me in Undergrowth range. I mean, Devourer is just so much better than Vengeance in every conceivable way if I can get it off. But, like... And see, I get frustrated, but I'm not planning. Here I've tilted and not... I was about to resolve that and just let it be, but I don't have to let it be, right? Okay, so yeah, we just tilted. We just tilted. Only major mistake was throwing my Dredgers on attack into a last breath unit. I played fast and tilted and almost let Varus live for no reason on Devourer. Okay, let's get my ass beat again. Let's go another one, shall we? Let's get my ass kicked one more time.
We yoking, we chilling and shit. We chilling and shit.
We chilling. I don't know, I'm not chilling a lot. Lucian Azir?
Oh my god, that? OP. him. This probably uses the 7 mana card that gets +1/0 for each ephemeral.
Okay, first look it up. See if it's real.
It's probably real but bad.
Not real enough to appear on Runeterra AR, so I have to figure it out. Every Shurima deck's running Castigate now. Wow, that's absurd. They're definitely throwing ephemerals at me. Wait, but it's Demacia. So, wait, what are they doing?
The Demacia is mostly rallies and scouts.
The Emperor commands, the land obey.
And combat tricks like Forma as well.
Sand and
So it's Shurima units and Demacia spells. And Lucian's here because he's about to see a lot of, like, sandy men die.
Yep. Evolution levels up and causes you hella nightmares.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but I don't have any immediate removal for him. I can kill him on 4. But he's also probably not in hand. Dead Bloom's kind of nuts this game.
Men die, but Shurima lives forever.
Corrupted Azir too.
Oh wow, actual bog boy.
That's actually sick. Oh my god.
Yeah, have you seen the level up animation?
I've seen this level up animation, but not this one.
That's super fucking cool.
Always forward. Arise.
I'm gonna choose to do this one. -1. Is this 0? This is 0. I'm gonna choose to take 1 so I can remove one of their actual units.
Stand down.
Now my Jaw Hunters don't actually threaten Azir, which kind of sucks. So maybe I should not play them. I still should. Should I? Fuck. I'd be allowed to play double Sea Scarab, but maybe that scares me actually. 14 away from deep. What are they probably going to play in response to this? Remember, they have combat tricks. Combat tricks, rallies, maybe Lucian. This gives me options later. This gives me options later and gets Azir down to 1. It gives me a Mega Tusk, actually. I think I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't like this a lot, but I don't know if these would have done anything meaningful either. I think I allow him to... I don't know. I don't know what to do. I should swing, obviously. But on what and how? What am I pulling? If I pull the Ranger, he can't use the Scout. I can't... Ah, yeah.
I was gonna say, it denies him an extra attack, which is nice.
Better than eaten.
Plus, it actually does toss 1 more from the Scarab watching. Okay. I think I actually Vengeance this turn.
My name echoes through every rock.
The problem is if I do and they have second Azir, I just get so boomed for that, no?
It would be brutal.
I have 7. I have 7 mana. That's so depressing. 12 away from deep. Azir's just +1 guy. Valor!
Oh yeah, that checked out. Even after all that, he's just about out of cards, and he has very limited.
Thank you for prompting me to actually look at that. You have 2 cards in hand. I have a ton more. I'm very close to deep. I'm 10 away from deep. I have a jettison.
That's the problem with Lucian is here. You can't really make those sand soldiers do anything.
Slow down, will you?
Is this a rat? It's fucking Valor again. Look, I'd like for them to get ideal value, but I'm supposed to play on an action-by-action basis, and on this action, there's no reason not to do this. This is much more threatening than...
That seems pretty correct.
Wait, let's... Yeah, because if I can... Okay, so if they're going to block a Badger Bear, and that's going to kind of suck, but it is what it is. It's still... What?
How you doing?
Do not like my double Nautilus hand. It's kind of sad. Okay, I just tossed 3 now. Now I'm 7 away from deep. Now I'm 6 away from deep, which is effectively 2 away from deep. Don't really love drawing Maokai here. Do I need to vengeance anything? Do I honestly? No, I don't. I'm fine. No, I survived this turn easily. I had not tapped under vengeance, in fact.
Sentinels of light don't fear the dark.
I think I don't like that. I think I actually do have to vengeance that. But I'll let her swing. What if that card was Lucian and they were...
Purity and peace.
Don't like how I'm... I mean, they have no burn, right? Yeah, they have no burn.
Purity, peace.
It was an ancient prep. Wow. Now they do get to pick what they're drawing. I need to go deep as fast as possible. It's almost surely going to open with a Maokai. I really hope I draw some form of toss. So how far am I? 6 away? I need a... No, I don't need to draw some form of toss. I just need to draw an ally I can play after Maokai.
That would give you... No, it would have to be a Sea Scarab. And you've already played two.
Fuck, I have to play it. Oh, never mind. We're good. Because it actually, what it does, it tosses... It draws one, right? It's... So now with my Jettison, I'm about to go deep, and I'm about to heal 6. And I can burst heal 6, too.
Yeah, burst heal 6. Fuck.
And they have 1 card in hand. So... Okay. So let me reread that one more time. Reduce the cost of sea monsters everywhere by 1. Draw a sea monster, which is, again, 1 closer to deep. I was 5 away from deep. What in the actual ever-loving shit is that? Okay.
I called that at the start of the game. I'm so proud of it.
I can't kill it.
It's okay.
Why is it okay?
guess he's gonna, yeah, he's gonna have a lot of attackers next turn. Okay, we'll have a little bit of
How do I feel about swinging? I can't swing.
yeah, you would just block one with the 11-7 and then let the other one hit.
Give me... Okay, play whatever card you drew, please. Why did he top deck that? Okay, it's new. It's new. It's a brand new card. That's why I've never seen it. It's so hard! Did I just cause a... Why is my audio gone? My audio's gone. Why is my audio gone? There we go. Okay. I guess I have to watch it back, right? That's what I've decided to do, right? But if I have to watch it back, then... Crozo, welcome to the stream. Glad to see you. Hoping... Okay, yeah, let's watch it back then. We've lost to a Lucian Azir deck, which is kind of embarrassing. But what are we able to do? Because again, I had to spend all my attention, like, trying to figure out what their tools even were. Like, that's the part that keeps getting me. I have to, like, because I'm making my grid, right? But then I encounter something new. It's not on any scouting sites because it's, you know, just different. I'm trying to figure out what the tools are. I don't know how to play around the tools because I don't know what the tools are. Right? So even though it might be objectively a bad deck, I don't know if this is. It probably is, but even if it is or isn't, it's just so hard. It's just so hard. I think I'm doing better today at, like, actually understanding how to play up my turns, but I feel like since I'm now playing Tilted, if I watched how I... Okay, because, yeah, what do I do? What are my options here? What are my options? Nope. I know I play the Dead Bloom, right. Just double check all my options, right? I mean, it's going okay. I've been seriously struggling this entire season, and it's just frustrating at this point, because what I have on this screen, I have my spreadsheet of every game I've played this entire season and a review note that I've left for all of them. I have Runeterra AR to help me scout out like the decks that I've never seen before. I have this sheet of principles that I'm building up that I can look at and review at the beginning of every session, right? I have this grid of decks and like what their most important tools to play around are going to be, like the common decks and like the ones I actually can understand, right? I have this sheet, which was my original sheet, like the first season I played, that I'm like, you know, I'm not going to be reviewing this every single time, but I'm able to like, you know, recreate it on this one. I'm doing my VOD reviews, like I'm doing so much. I'm trying so hard, and I'm still just not going anywhere. Cause I'm trying to refine my process. I'm trying to fix it. I'm just stressed and upset, to be honest. I'm doing everything I can to learn and improve, but I'm just demotivated. I've been now bouncing between decks. Like, I have, like, a small collection of decks that I mean, I'm bouncing between Heimer Jace, like, deep. I was playing, like, Gwen Quinn a little bit on my last marathon, right? I have, like, a Sentinel control list, like the Jace Caitlyn. And I'm bouncing between them to, like, achieve different learning objectives, so I'm not, like, complete... Like, so if I have one really bad session on a deck, I'm not stuck grinding my face into it, but... And I can keep, like... You know, I can kind of, like, start... Like, I can kind of get a fresh start on the day if I really desperately need it, but... It's hard to learn and improve at things, like... Anyway, this turn, right? Deadbloom, Joel, and... What's his face? Spinner. What's it? I don't remember the name of my own card. We are expecting 2 Sand Soldiers coming out, right? The Wanderer is just simply the best blocker that swings most positively. I mean, there's no argument there. I made the right play this turn. There's no argument. Because it's not like saving any... Like, it's not like saving an extra mana would, like, do anything to me here. So Deadbloom's absolutely the right play. I decided to throw him in... Like, remember, we made the active decision to take 1 extra Nexus damage in exchange for actually clearing out a permanent unit, which in this deck that's relying on so many ephemerals, I still think is worth it. That makes sense to me. Okay. And now, this does leave me in an awkward position on the next turn, right? Because what am I going to have? I'm going to have... Oh, wait, okay, but the alternative is... Actually, I was also... No, I'm now seeing... I said I couldn't have banked 1 more mana, but no, remember, I can plan my future turns, too. And if I were to bank that extra, we would have the option to play Open Vengeance on Azir. I don't know if that would be worth it. It would mean -1 soldier on their turn 5 attack. It would mean taking a little bit more damage. Yeah, it would mean taking a little more because I'm not using the lifesteal, but obviously it doesn't matter when I use the lifesteal as long as I use it before I die, right? Okay, so we have to acknowledge on turn 3, there was an alternate play available, and I'm just going to kind of feel out... I'm going to kind of, like, examine how my turn 4 went and see if it was better. Yeah, because my turn 4 was awkward, right? My turn 4 was very awkward. And, like, I can play Double Scarab for future blocker value, which is also probably better than the Jaw Hunter. Because remember, my core learning objective now is whenever I have a value card in my hand, I always, like, fail to use it properly. Like, I've been holding my glimpses too long. I've been holding my formulas too long. I've been holding, like, my lures too long, right? Jaw Hunters is technically a card that is not just removal, we've acknowledged on this session, but also a value card, right? So, what is more important here? Like, if I'm playing on this turn, is it more important to build out double Scarabs to block the Ephemerals? I'm not threatening the Azir with the Jaw Hunters. I don't have any follow-up removal playing for the values. Just going wide into this board. Oh, I think this turn was misplayed too. Because last turn, I think the Deadbloom is still probably the best bet. It just means I can't Vengeance here, right? And that's fine because... I mean, I couldn't have known I was going to draw a double Scarab in the moment, like, because I look at it from this action, right? I didn't realize, like, just how potent that could be. What ends up happening is they end up playing out the Ranger, and I'm able to drag it and, you know, deny a scout attack, deny one opportunity from the soldiers, which ultimately, in hindsight, is more valuable than just having more blockers, no? No, but the Sand Soldiers would have just been 1/1s, and they wouldn't have necessarily done anything. They would have just empowered what I now understand is their top end with that Overwhelm, like, Sand General guy. But in the moment of me making this decision, I couldn't have possibly known that. But that's irrelevant, because I actually know what the deck is now, and the point of review is not to, like, say, it is possible to have this information the next time I play this game. So this now, the way I'm going to approach this review is, this is now the next time I play this game, right? I'm not talking about what I could know in the moment. I know they're full of scouts. I know they're full of units that they would probably want to develop to actually threaten my board, right? They're going to develop something. And so... ultimately, having the Wanderer and being able to swing with it with the Jawl Hunters as well is another +3 Nexus health, which is quite a lot more valuable than just instantaneously vengeancing Azir, who never actually flips this game, right? Okay. Turn 5 occurs, they open with an extra dice. At this point, I choose to Vengeance Azir, right? I have my options are Scarab, Jettison, which I'm not going to use. I forgot the name of my other card. Yeah, it's either Scarab, Vengeance, or what's-his-face, the heal guy. I can't believe I keep forgetting the name of him. I've looked at him so many times. Mouse over. Megatusk, that guy. It's either Scarab, Vengeance, or Megatusk, right? And everything I do taps under Vengeance. Everything I do, like, they're all mutually exclusive. I have just awkward enough mana to, like, only play one of them, right? I'm not close enough to deep. I have a board that consists of a Wanderer who can block one more time, and a Scarab who can continuously block Sand Soldiers for a little bit. Vengeance Azir means minus... like, I'm saving myself from an extra 2 Nexus damage, right? Okay, let's just look at this more carefully, right? So let's pretend I have a Megatusk here, and they still have Azir. Well, what happens is on this scout attack with Valor, it's... first of all, they wouldn't have the board space. Yes, they would have the board space. On this scout attack with Valor, it's another +2. So I would be actually at... well, no, it would not be +2. I would block the extra 1, so the exact same outcome is here. We have the exact same outcome so far. And then I would be blocking another 1, but there would be 3 of them. And so, again, it's the exact same outcome. Okay, so if it's the exact same outcome, then it's better that Azir is dead than to have him alive. So then I made the right play. Okay. It would have been the exact same outcome, but worse on enemy backline. My hand is in a state where on 6, I have exactly 7 mana. The Megatusk is an option, but I'm not ready to go deep. The double, I mean, that's not very... this is 2/2 bank 2. This will give me 10 on next turn, which I can use for Vengeance Megatusk, or I can use as top deck information, right? I choose to swing. I couldn't see a reason not to swing because, you know, one of them's going to be blocking that Badger Bear anyway. One of them might be able to eat, like, a Scout blocker, but probably not. I mean, I'm just inviting my opponent to misplay, right? I'm just getting closer to deep sooner as well once that Scarab dies. I'm 10 away from deep. Now I am... and they do actually give me the Grizzle, but they don't sacrifice their... That's right. Senna comes out and I end up feeling pressured to vengeance her, which makes perfect sense to me. I mean, I wouldn't have had this option if I were if I played the Scarabs later. I top deck an unlucky top deck, right? Although, okay. This is the only way I can go deep. I'm 5 away from deep. I do not have an ally for Maokai. I could only go deep by drawing this sea monster and playing Jettison. And it turns out to be a really, really good sea monster. It's Megatusk. They play their Falling Sands General, and I'm boned because I just have no answers. They just... I mean, I don't think I played any of my turns, like, egregiously badly. I think the decisions that I made on every turn, on every action, like, did make sense. I mean, the only one I can maybe criticize is we look back on the Scarab attack. Maybe the Scarab attack was bad? I didn't see any reason not to swing with them, but... Yeah, because I would have blocked the 3-power ones anyway. Valor would have pulled them anyway. I would have saved myself. Okay, because what would have happened? Valor was probably going to... I mean, Valor might not have pulled one. If they were alive on this turn. If they were alive on this turn, what would have happened? If everything was still alive, there would have been an extra Badger Bear here. There would have been a Grizzled Ranger. So first, they would be attacking with 2 units because the Grizzled Ranger would be going here, right? They would probably pull something into Valor. I would kill the Ranger. Okay, so Valor would be dead, and the Ranger would be dead. And I would have 1 Scarab remaining. I would have taken the exact same damage, minus 2. I would have been plus 2 Nexus health. I would have been on 10. Now there would be a Badger Bear. There would be a second Badger Bear. And Valor would be dead. I would have had 1 extra unit. There would have been a second Badger Bear. They would be attacking 6 wide. I would throw... Okay, so it's actually threatening 14. I would be forced to use the Vengeance anyway. So I would be able to... I mean, I would block Senna, and Senna would be alive, so the follow-up turn is actually worse. I'd be forced to Vengeance anyway. I would not be killing that Badger Bear anyway. Outcome is the exact same, except... Yeah. Outcome's the exact same. Okay. So then on principle, it's more correct to attack. So I couldn't have found any value from there. Shit. I just... Heart of the cards, I guess. Like, I mean, it definitely is encouraging when you go back and look, and, like, it really does feel like sometimes... Like, if you can actually go back and, like, be sure that it... Like, you're allowed to say you were unlucky, rather than, you know, just complaining right away. It does feel better. I don't like saying I'm allowed to be unlucky. I don't know. Sucks. Okay. Oh, I don't know how long I've been alone in this call, though. My coach left me a while ago. I know he was... I know I heard him turn off his mic, but... I guess he got ganked by his roommate. Okay, well, I'm going to call it there, guys. I'm going to refine my understanding of the tools of some other common decks. I think this system is still probably better than what I was doing last time. I know I didn't see results from it today, but I think it was still probably more comfortable for me in the long run, right? So, thank you for being here. Don't forget to love yourselves, respect each other. I will see you all next time. Take care.